Hello, everybody. How's it going? The chat has already found the new emotes. Uh, yeah, that's yesterday's. Well, Wednesdays. Okay. There is the tweet. Do me the favor, chat, as always. Go give it some love. Chat only like the animated emotes. Yeah, there we go. There's the cease. And I don't think I got the gun one in there, but that's because of a slot issue at the moment. Did you see the FP news? Uh no. Unless you're meaning the welfare. Okay, let me grab today's sauce. They did Passionlip dirty. I mean, chat, I'm just gonna say this again. If y'all think you're not getting that Passionlip outfit, you're kidding yourself. It's gonna happen. Like, you need to ask yourself, did they go to all that effort for nothing? Or is it just that it'll come out at a later date? And the answer is it'll come out at a later date, chat. Chat, I don't know why y'all are copiuming. You should know. How many times have I been right about that stuff over the years, right? Like, where people are like, oh, we're never getting this, we're never getting that. And then I'm like, I don't know, I think you'll eventually probably get, and it happened. Usually it's when we say we're never going to get something that we end up being wrong. Okay, why is my okay, there we go. Sorry, my stream deck's not working for some odd reason. But we're good to go here. Just give me a second because the software's rebooting itself. There we go. Now I think it's nope, still frozen. Apparently it needs a second. You can do it. I believe in you. There we go. Okay. And did that work? Yes, it did. Hello, everybody. Here is today's artwork. Do yourself a favor and go give the artist some love. It's Yamaneko. Yeah, so obviously I haven't streamed very much this week. Also, I'm sorry in advance. It looks like I'm getting some dropped frames all of a sudden, which wasn't happening when I first began stream. But let me know if it gets really bad, chat, and it's like dropping every freaking frame. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I've been in a funk lately. I talked about it on Wednesday. I don't think I'm going to be doing schedules anymore, and I think my schedule itself is going to become a little bit more haphazard. I'm going to still try to stream as much as possible, but I I kind of talked with everybody and said, like, look, you know, I'm no spring chicken. I've downloaded a dating app. I'm getting started, like, kind of playing the field, so to speak. So I anticipate that I will have to go on dates and that I'm going to have to meet people and stuff like that. So it's just going to end up the case of, like, yes, it will probably have to happen on weeknights and such. So Gator's eating all the frames? Yeah, I hope not. Take all the time you need. Thank you. I appreciate the support. I really do. I understand it's probably a letdown for people that like watching me every day. It's just gonna kind of be the way things work for me. And it just, like, I don't know. Hopefully I find somebody that is at least, like, encouraging of my hobbies and stuff like that. But yeah, I think, like, in the future it's just going to be an obvious deal that, like, with a significant other, I will not be able to stream every single weeknight. It's lagging a bit. It will. It's the drop frames are almost up to 20%, so that's 1 in every 5 frames is getting dropped. I could try taking the stream down and switching servers, but that may not actually guarantee it. Let me check something here real fast. Yeah, I mean, I could switch over to the Miami server. Give me a second, chat. Oh, hold on. Okay, is it back, chat? I don't show any drop frames yet, but I also have no idea what that's going to have done to the YouTube side of things, so that'll be interesting. Hopefully there's just a hiccup. Can anybody on YouTube confirm that you guys can see me again? Yeah, I show no drop frames now, so looks like this is at least better. I just refreshed. It's all good. Okay, sweet. Did you buy his third ascension? Yes. Yes, I did. Okay, yeah. I just wanted to make sure everything was up and running good, but that appears to have solved the drop frames issue. But yeah, like I was saying, it's just it's a case of I'm gonna have to be a little bit more loose with my schedule. I can't be as restrictive. I can't be like, oh yes, I can only date you on the weekends. Naturally, that actually does work better for me regardless, just due to my profession. But in general, I understand that you know, people have lives and they may also have stuff that they have to do on the weekends, so it is what it is. Thick bunny girl BB booty, yeah. Although there's not really booty in that ascension. But yeah, so stream dates are just going to be a little bit more play it by ear here for the short time. There's not much I can do about that. It's just going to have to be the way that it is, because I'm going to have to open up my schedule for people. Wait, that doesn't seem right. Let me relog on JP here, because I should at least have my my storm pods for the day. And we'll be doing Ordeal Call 3 later. I'm intending this to be a full FGO stream. We'll see. From what I've heard, there's like 7-ish more parts. So I assume, like, this is probably something that we can get done tonight, but it'll definitely depend on how long it takes me to handle Hakuno and their analysis. I meant bringing the date on stream. Oh, I would never subject a significant other to that unless they wanted to be. I think doing something like this is naturally always a choice. I think some women would be perfectly fine with it, other women would not. Stormpod nodes are full price again. Uh, doubt. Just the new ones. Okay. Wait, there's new ones, you're saying? Me no see new ones. So unless you're talking about like once you get Ordeal Call 3 done. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's fine. I'll just go ahead and use it. I'm not worried about it, Chad. I need a shit ton of Dragon Reverse scales anyways. So I'll probably be back to this node regardless. Because they're one of my most needed materials. You get a node for each new item. Oh, okay. That's good at least. Yeah, I have not paid super amount of attention to that sort of stuff. And chat, you can get on to me about that, but the whole reason that I haven't is for spoiler reasons. I usually don't go look at, like, hey, here's exactly how the JP story goes. Here's, like, everything that it unlocks, yada, yada, yada. I figure we find that stuff out eventually anyways, so there's no point in actually trying to spoil myself, especially because trying to look that sort of thing up can lead to spoilers. Enjoy a 90 double star Avenger node with a 2.8 million HP Avenger. I mean, does it have the same mechanics as like this node has, where there's class advantage? Yeah, then why would you care? Because it's just take a moon cancer. Like, I'm gonna be real with y'all right now. You have welfare moon cancers, and you literally have gone through like the biggest influx of moon cancers the game has ever seen. If you still don't have a moon cancer at this point, it's your own damn fault. So, I don't know. I don't think that's that big of a deal. It's not like we don't have any. Yeah, exactly. Like, I can fault them for like grouping up so many of them, but again, chat, there's an Arcuid banner going on right now, so we finally got her to come back for the first time. Yeah, if you guys want more Arcuid, go ahead, go get her. So like, I don't really see any qualm with it. AKA the bait banner. I mean, it's pretty clear that Arcuit's not bait at this point, especially with the append system giving her quite a nice upgrade, right? So at the end of the day, I'm just gonna say it's your choice for who to roll on, but yeah, rolling Arcuit's still a really good idea. I mean, we're already post anniversary on JP, we're post summer, so if she's bait, you know, damn, they must have a stacked end of the year at that point, because we normally don't have very much that comes out. Like, we get like Halloween chat and stuff like that, or maybe Guda Guda, but most of the time people would not consider a story chapter's unit releases to be bait for either of those two. We're in the usual lull. No, we're not. I mean, we are, right? But like, I wouldn't call this usual. This has been an unusual lull for the game. And I know people don't want to hear it, but the truth of the matter is I do believe the game is struggling at the moment. Not in terms of its like money making capability, just in terms of like player retention at the moment. I think when we enter one of these lulls, player retention always goes down. But I think like this scheduling that they had going on was just not very good for them at all. I think it just encouraged people to go elsewhere and do other things during this time. Hello, Sebas. I'm surprised Arc isn't 30 million. Yeah, I am too. I mean, at that point, I don't know why they sat on Arc for so long. And simultaneously, I don't know why it's taking them so long on the 30 million. We all assume that we're like hitting the 30 million at this point and that it's just a matter of when they want to pull it out. But if we like truly haven't hit the 30 million, that's a really bad sign because this has already easily been the longest we've ever gone between download campaign banners. So this is not a good sign if that's the case. We're gonna stream Sunday, so maybe. We do, but I'm gonna assume that they're probably gonna be talking about like, you know, just upcoming story and stuff. Or not story, event, right? But we'll see. Hopefully. Hopefully we get some actual news. It has been a rough like 3 week span here, is what I'm gonna say. There just hasn't really been very much to report on. Even when there has been, the interest is not really there. I think the community has largely checked out on stuff. So hopefully, as we get beyond that, we see people come back and we see a renewed interest. Usually we do. I don't think we'll get a better banner than her. What, than Arcuid? Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. Like, that's what I was saying, is I don't really see that as being a bait banner, right? If that is, well, you know, I guess color me wrong, and I'll just say that they pulled one on us. But very difficult to actually predict something like that at this point. Because usually they like to save big ticket stuff for actual big ticket events. The next event's in October? Right, but I assume they're just going to go ahead and talk about it, because why not? There's no reason not to hype it. Like, to me, Kyomoff's the perfect place to announce it. Although it definitely depends on what they're going to do. I'm sure they're still going to talk about, like, hey, yeah, make sure you guys are getting, you know, summer done and all that jazz. I know that's kind of on their to-do list. Which, again, you guys still have 11 days left in the summer of it. So if you haven't finished it, go finish it. They kind of need to hype it considering how slow things have been. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's crazy to assume that they kind of altered schedule here because they realized that this was not going to play well for them. Like, look, I still remember people getting upset with Trubs because Trubs called them out for doing fucking nothing at Anime Japan. And Trubs was right. People got angry at Trubs. Trubs was fucking right. They didn't do anything at that event. And the whole reason why they didn't is because if you guys remember back then, I think we were waiting on was it the it was some announcement that they did during an airing of a marathon right after Anime Japan. So it looked like it got bumped to it. I think it was like Fate Stay Night remaster or something like that, but I don't remember. But yeah, it's like they need to try and do stuff at these big events. If they don't, it's just sort of a PR nightmare. It's everybody kind of expects them to because they themselves have established that. And so if they suddenly show up to one and there's nothing to talk about and nothing to do, oh boy, that's not going to play well with people. They announced Mihoyo collab. Yeah, thank you. Sorry. That's what it was. And so it's like, yeah, why they didn't announce it during Anime Japan when they had the spotlight to do so, I don't know, right? Like, so if they go to Kilmoff and then they actually have like nothing to talk about other than like, hey, yo, get the summer event done, I don't think people are going to be pleased with them. So yeah, I kind of assume they're gonna try to like talk about Ordeal Call 3 and then we'll see, right? Maybe they'll kind of like tease the upcoming October event. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so it wasn't during Anime Japan, and that was kind of why people were upset with them. And like I said, people got upset with Trubs for calling them out for it. No, he was absolutely right to do so. And, you know, Trubs is the guy that has to like stay up at odd hours of the night and translate for multiple hours on end. Yeah, I think he's well within his right to criticism, especially because I believe for the Anime Japan one, he had to purchase the tickets for that in order to be able to stream it. So it's like, yeah, I think it's dumb when you start to consider it even just from the standpoint of like people are actually purchasing tickets to go to the event. So imagine that, and then you don't do anything or say anything of import at it. Like, God, that would just feel like crap. So, yeah, I at least can see that that's probably what their plan is for Kyomoff. Like the NA stream at 4 a.m., which was a nothing burger. Yeah, I swear to God, if they ever try to do that again, like, I'm gonna freaking laugh if they try to do that again, like, basically in the future, which at least they didn't seem to try to this time around. But, oh man, if they ever do it again, people are just gonna give them so much shit. And again, it will be deserved. It will be because of some crap they themselves pulled. So that's kind of the issue that they're going to keep running into. Cat, does playing LB7 on JP and skipping stories still badly spoil things? Or would you not have enough context for the fights to spoil you? I suppose it depends on if you look at a guide or not. If you don't look at a guide, there will be minimal spoilers, but there won't, like, you're going to get fight spoilers, but you're not going to really have context for it. And again, if there's Japanese names and things that, like, you don't, like, it's not like a servant you recognize, you're not going to know who it is. In fact, I'm going to say this, chat, because we're almost to LB7, but when LB7 comes out and we read through it, I'm going to have a very big soapbox to stand on and point at everyone and tell you all how like basically how bad y'all have been. Not each individual of you, but there are certain people in this community that keep shouting a name from the rooftops that need to shut the fuck up, because it's not a like name that you will know unless you have read the JP story. And I hate that people keep spoiling that for everyone. It sucks. It's so freaking terrible. So, like, they need to just shut the hell up. It's classic case of nobody cares about anybody else. It's like, oh, I read it, so now I don't care if I spoil everybody. And it's one of those deals. If you know, you know. It's anybody that has read LB7 can immediately probably know who exactly I'm talking about. Spoilers don't mean much without the context. They don't, but I can easily see how, like, it can still feel bad, especially if you remember the way things are 2 years later. Particularly, like, so for instance, if, you know, based off the question, someone's going through LB7 right now, chat, you're going to have LB7 in 3 months. So can you forget everything that you just saw within 90 days? I'm going to be willing to bet most people won't, right? So at that point, yeah, it's definitely a thing to be concerned with. But it is what it is. If you're on JP, you kind of got to catch up one way or the other. You can piece together context with spoilers sometimes. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, for instance, when I was going through Babylonia, I knew exactly what happened from that. The map changed, a certain enemy appeared, and you fought the fuck out of that enemy. So it was blatantly obvious what was going on. The only thing I lacked was some of the finer details of the actual plot points and how it all happened. But I knew, quote unquote, what happened. And I'm going to say this. In LB7's case, you will know something that happens. It will be very apparent to you, especially if you've been following the story on NA. So there will be a spoiler in that regard. But Like, I can't guarantee you're going to go through that whole thing and you're not going to figure everything out. You will certainly put some stuff together. There we go. Story is starting to be more and more annoying to do on JP. I mean, yeah, I haven't done the most recent ordeal call part, but at least the first two parts were not bad. So I didn't have an annoyance for it in that regard, but like honestly, I'd say ordeal call has been better about that sort of thing. If you're just doing the fights, like it's a lot harder for me to follow exactly what's happening. See, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that, Door. I think like at that point it's just a spoiler, right? Like it's one thing to be like, oh hey, this character exists here, and it's another thing to be like, yeah, you're fighting them, right? If a character exists in the story, you don't know if they're a protagonist, an antagonist, somebody that's like unrelated, some sort of trickster character, you name it, right? But the second you fight them, you immediately have a little bit more context. You might not know the exact specifics of why, but yeah, it is what it is, right? I think it also just kind of goes with the more you follow the story, the more you pay attention to things, the more likely you are to put stuff together from this. Like the more analytical a mind you have, you're very likely to figure some stuff out just from fighting through the fights. Full charge gimmicks should just die. Yeah, I mean, I've said it before. To me, that's more like an artificial difficulty thing. It is difficulty, but it's just like, oh wow, yeah, there was no way you could have known because they don't let you know what break bar effects are ahead of time. And out of all the break bar effects, that's probably the just most problematic one. Being told what happens by someone else. Oh yeah, no, the people that actually go out and spoil each other. It's like I said, I get really upset about those people. Hello, Aniko. 101. Ooh, yeah, take it easy. Drink a lot of liquid. It's becoming harder to find a way to update the JP version if you don't have JP Gmail. I mean, I do it through iTunes, but I will admit, so the way it used to work for me is, oh god damn it. So I have my NA and my JP iTunes. Now, obviously, my JP account's on JP, right? And it used to be that whenever like it would need an update over here, that NA could also just see it and update it. Now I have to log into my JP and update it over here, which didn't used to be the case for me. I don't know if that's because of changes that like they made, or because like where I noticed is when I switched to my new phone, or if it has something to do with my new phone, or if it has something to do with the new like iOS operating systems don't allow it. I'm not really sure, but it's certainly an annoying thing. I wish I could just see it and update it regardless of which account it was on. Yeah, the Doge roll emote. It depends sometimes for me. Yeah, I've been hit or miss with it, but it is certainly annoying. Chicken soup, nice. It was something on their end, was it? Yeah, like I don't know. I just assumed it was because of my phone update, but if it was on their end, that definitely is a problem, but it is what it is. I don't think like they're trying to like kill it off or anything, chat. It's probably just either it's a requirement of their like new Unity upgrades, or it's an issue with like, JP legalese and international law. That happens all the time we sit there and we're like, oh, it must be Aniplex, it must be like Lasingle doing this, and it's like, no, it's probably not. It's probably just something that kind of had to happen because of various other factors. I've got a little bit of a tea problem now. So, am I done with everything? Oh. Okay, well, now I'm done with everything. I guess I can get the remaining statues and monuments. I've just been sitting on the node because it's 40 AP and it's easy to do. May as well grab the Saber and Lancer monuments. I won't have enough to do all these. Oh wait, that's 1700. I read that as 700. Well, Zerker it is. And then make tea. It really doesn't matter. I think I'm way overkill on everything I need here. And Chad, I've been nat APing. I haven't been like doing anything extraordinary here. So not like popping apples at all or anything like that. So yeah, the 3 months in this case, I know I rolled, but the 3 months was just, or sorry, not 3 months. 3 weeks was just way too much time. And I did say too, like, you guys can apple that event. It's very good for farmability, but yeah, I mean, you have a lot of time in an event like this, so there's no requirement. Plus, you have an upcoming lotto in November, so like, I don't know. To me, like, if you really need the resources, it's very good for your apples. But if you only needed some of them, or like maybe not even that much at all, I can easily see it it kind of like just not being worth and better for you to hoard your apples. So I needed the tars. We only get 30 tars next year. Yeah, tar on JP has been relatively scarce. My JP account, tar is one of the like least materials that I have. However, it's also one of the least used materials in the entire game. So, like, I know for years it was the least used gold mat. I don't know if it still is because obviously we have newer gold mats, but I assume tar is still one of the, if not the least used. Hearts are worth it for me. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, if you need the materials, it's definitely worth. Prepping for class score, that takes a lot of tar. I mean, I don't know. I've always been ahead on these materials, so. I grind it a bit to get less some of them. I have practically none Lex Lotto. Yeah. Yeah, I need to sit down. I need to like do my Chaldea app at some point again here soon, just to kind of re-up it, because I haven't done it in like 6 months, and I usually like to do it about that, like every 6 months or so, kind of re-up everything and go like, okay, let's see, right? But it be what it be. Uh, da, 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 da. Okay, let's go take a look at the Hakunon. So we were talking about the events yesterday because somebody asked me to go through all of next year's events, and we did a pretty quick TLDR run through of it. Are they not going to have it? Please tell me they have it. Oh, right. Yeah, you have to pick them, don't you, chat? Like, you can only have one and not the other. Wait, does that mean we get the first copy for free at the completion of the story? Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured was the case because it's like otherwise I don't know how they'd make you pick. Um. Yeah. So and everyone was like, "Oh my god, are we only gonna have one?" I can say we talked Wednesday about the theory that they might not be a welfare. That got proven to be not true. Apparently, that was an issue on Atlas Academy's end, which is kind of funny. I don't know if that's like Atlas Academy got it wrong or that's just like how the data files were until like the most recent update. I don't know, but this is again like this is why I say like don't put too much stock in data mines because until you get to the quote unquote live version, shit can change. And it's why I always try to tell you guys that is just because if we sit there and we form too many theories based off unreleased content and things that we're seeing in the files, inevitably we'll get some of it wrong. Yeah, we're gonna eventually be able to get both. Which, I mean, chat. If for no other reason, then I'm gonna assume something like the Evocation Festival would be the option to do so, or it could just be again because we know this is all gonna get main interluded that there would be another way to do it. Let me refresh myself. So yeah, so he's got the whole 10% gauge thing, and it basically ends up. Oh yeah, okay, so there's fewer than 50 critical stars, you gain crit stars, but not if you're at 50. And then randomly deal 5 new command cards, and it resets the deck so it becomes the first turn, which is definitely a weird and interesting skill, especially because of that. Which is like, huh? I'm gonna be honest. I'm actually surprised they did this and that they didn't just make this 3 turns. And the reason why is because fifth append just kind of is weird for this then. Like there's no actual intended use. Like other than maybe you wouldn't have to lore, which would be an option, but is spending 120 coins and luring that append just so you don't have to lure another skill worth it. I don't know, right? I don't really think so at that point, but definitely a thing. Yeah, so evasion on quick, NP gauge on arts, and critical damage on buster. And then yeah, the tricolor buff there. It only reaches the cooldown ones. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just weird, right? Right. God, that's such a fucky thing. At least now JP has the option to be able to see what attribute the enemy is as opposed to before, which now I really wonder if like this is why they did because we recently got that a couple months ago and I'm wondering if Hakuno was already in the works at that point and they looked at that and said like yeah, we should start to tell people about what the attributes are. And I don't blame them. I think that's actually like smart of them to do that because that I think is just kind of a problem that they be having. Okay. And then yeah, also the 30% gauge there. So at least Hakunon has the ability to basically work from like a 50% starting charge standpoint, but yeah, and then that. And then what's his third is anti-foreigner, which is moon cancer, so there's not really a lot of synergy there. And then yeah, the fifth append itself. And then the anti-purging. Uh I have so many words for this. It is interesting. I don't know, because I haven't done story yet if we actually fight Hakuno at any point, but I can definitely say that this just sets a dangerous precedent that this is basically going to be very much in the hands of the developers as to whether or not we get screwed by this in the future. Okay, so let me actually do the proper analysis. Okay. Hey guys, my name's Khadroth, and today we're going to be going over Hakuno, the game's newest welfare that's going to be coming out at the end of Ordeal Call 3. So, Hakuno is a very unique welfare in the sense that it's going to be very similar to how Habitrot was handled. That is to say, when you complete the story, you're going to end up getting a copy, and you're going to be able to choose between either the male or the female version of Hakuno, but you're only going to be able to get that one variant until later. The devs have said you will have some other opportunity down the line to be able to acquire the other variant, but they are the exact same unit, so there's nothing too much that you need to worry about. It's just going to be a case of sort of pick whichever aesthetic that you prefer, but admittedly, you will not be able to get both for the foreseeable future. It will just be something that the devs will eventually give us. Now, that might come in a number of ways, just being speculative here. It may come because we already know that the devs have announced that they will be main interluding the summer chapter as well as Ordeal Call 3. So maybe that would be the delivery mechanism for getting the other variant. Or it could be something like the Evocation Festival, at which point it might not happen for a while. So at that point, you can certainly say, hey, yes, you would be able to get the other variant, but it's, yeah, again, going to be concerning as to when that will actually occur. The devs seem to have, at least for right now, slowed down on giving us the Evocation Festival here for a while. Now, again, Hakuno is going to be a single target buster based moon cancer. So finally, we're going to be getting another moon cancer here that's single target. It's definitely going to be one that a lot of people are going to be looking forward to, but he's got a very, very unique kit. And it's definitely something we're going to have to talk about because there's a lot of like interesting things that you can do with it. So I think right off the bat, jumping right in here, let's go ahead and talk about his stats. So Hakuno only ends up having 8.5k attack. This is not the best, and they end up kind of really modifying this with a lot of the kit. So it's definitely a concerning aspect that outside is he? Did I do that bad of a goof and he is AoE? He is. Oh my god. I don't know why I was thinking he was single target. That's why. Yeah, it's literally like when I used him in the story, we were fighting the big fucking sandworm, and my brain just defaulted to he's a single target unit. Okay, let's restart this. So that way I don't have to edit that out later, because that would just be atrocious, and we're still at the beginning of the video, so. Can't believe I did that. Wipe through the entire front line, yeah. Hey guys, my name's Khadroth, and today we're going to be going over Hakuno with you guys. Now, Hakuno is going to be the game's newest welfare, coming out with the completion of Ordeal Call 3. The interesting part to Hakuno is, again, going to be that he's a welfare that is locked behind the completion of the story, and that story is sort of a time-limited story. The devs have said that they will be bringing it back with regards to main interluding and stuff like that alongside the summer event that's attached to it. So at least we know that we will be getting another stab for it in the future, but it does look like Hakuno is going to be added to the FP pool, so you will have an easy time of acquiring him as long as you have completed Ordeal Call 3. Now, a couple of PSAs here to kind of denote. The first is that there are two variants. One is obviously male Hakuno, and the other one is female Hakuno. You can only pick one of these, and basically you're going to be stuck with that choice for at least the short term here. As the devs have said, they will provide you with the ability to be able to acquire the other variant. However, we don't know when or how that will happen. Just being a little bit speculative, it could easily happen either when they choose to main interlude the story, or it might happen by virtue of something like the Evocation Festival down the line. So who really knows when or how they'll end up giving us it, but it is going to end up being a thing that you will eventually be able to get both. But at least as of right now, the answer to that is going to be no. You're stuck with the choice that you choose. Thankfully, they are the exact same unit, so you don't have to worry about there being some sort of edge to picking one or the other. It's just literally pick whichever aesthetic is best for you. Now, Hakuno is, again, a welfare moon cancer. He's going to be AoE buster, and that's going to at least provide us with, more sort of welfare options for the moon cancer class. Obviously, we had BB all along, but having another one out there is not going to hurt, especially as we do now have some new nodes coming into the game that are going to be at least Avenger-oriented in Ordeal Call. So definitely, it's nice to have him, and he will be a nice sort of unit kit-wise. So let's go ahead and let's kind of talk about that kit and what makes it interesting. But let's start out here with the stats to begin with. So right off the bat, you guys can see he's only got 8.5k attack. This is certainly a concern. It's not a high attack stat. We normally like to see 9k or above on our 4 stars. So seeing about 8.5k is certainly putting him in the concerning range. But remember, not everything is, all based off the attack stat. The servant and its performance is the sum of its parts, not just one sort of stat here. So again, it will be a concern, but you'll see kind of as we go through the kit, he does have sort of the ability to deal with this. He does at least get almost 13k HP, so that's certainly not bad. And it is going to be at least something that's going to give him a little bit of beefiness as a 4-star. His attribute is going to be man. He's going to have 50 star absorption, which is not a lot, but it's at least going to be more than things like, again, Avenger and Berserker. And he does have 14.9 star generation. His NP charge attack rate here is 0.6. It's a little bit higher than the average. Again, with him being a buster unit, we would maybe expect a little bit more. Usually we see buster units in the 0.8 range. But at least the reason for that seemingly is because he's not got the gorilla deck. That is to say, he doesn't have a triple buster deck. Instead, he ends up having double arts. So that's going to be kind of why I think they end up giving him a little bit more leniency and not necessarily giving him as much NP charge attack rate here. His MP charge defense is 3%. His death rate is only 0.6, so definitely going to be good on that front. His alignment is neutral good, and he is male gendered, as well as having the traits of Intima Elish nullification, which is relatively rare, especially since he's not a star attribute unit. He's also got Hominide Servant, Humanoid, Loved One, which is the Brynhilder's Beloved, Mechanical, which is the MIXA trait, and then Servant as well. So the interesting part here with regards to the deck, as we already mentioned, is the fact that he has the double arts cards here. That's actually going to be really good, especially due to one of his skills. And you're going to see again that the hit counts here are all average or better, at least in the case of the singular quick card and both buster cards there having above average hit counts. Now, again, the quick card may not be the best for him in that regard. He's only got the one and he doesn't have the writing trait. But you'll kind of see it's still not going to be terrible to use if the circumstances are right. So taking a look here at the first skill, obviously it's going to stand out to you in a couple of ways. So to start out with, this skill can only be used if you have at least 10% gauge. From there, the demerit effect is that it's going to, when you use it, reduce his gauge by 10%. So it does have a cost to it. It will also, if he has less than 50 stars, that is to say there's less than 50 stars floating around for the team, it will basically end up gaining you critical stars, and that is actually what levels up as you level the skill. But that's probably not actually going to be the reason that you do level the skill. And again, assuming he's at 50 stars, then you're not going to bother to gain anything, but you really won't care because the skill doesn't consume stars at least. From here, it will randomly deal 5 new command cards. So this is sort of like the Mage Association card shuffle ability, or again, like Bunny Artoria's skill, at least before her upgrade. So it is just a new dealing of the deck, and it's going to get you 5 new cards. And it's also, for you card counters out there, going to start as the first turn of a new 3-turn cadence. So it is at least interesting if you're trying to fish for a particular setup, or again, like just really don't like the hand you've been dealt for whatever reason. Maybe you need a crit that turn. Maybe you just really don't like that you got like 5 of a kind of one of your supports or something like that. So either way, the only caveat here is again going to be the fact that it is totally random as to whose cards you get. So there's not gonna be a whole like guarantee that he's gonna get like, you know, his cards, or again, that you're gonna get the cards of the unit that you did prefer. It is gonna just be a total crapshoot. The other interesting thing here is going to be the fact that, remember, you do have the 10% gauge cost here. So you're not just going to want to keep popping this over and over again, though it is technically possible to do so. As you can see here, that the cooldown of the skill is 2 turns base, 1 turn from 6 to 9, and 0 turns at 10. This is a very interesting thing to consider, because it does mean that if you lower the skill and you level it all the way up, you're going to have no cooldown on the skill, meaning you can just pop it infinitely, seemingly. At least assuming you have the NP gauge. So that will be the concern. Remember, you do have to have the 10%. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, well, I have 0% charge, so who cares if I get drained? You still have to have at least 10%. So be careful. Don't deprive yourself of an NP doing this. And obviously, oh, yes, and I suppose this is worth mentioning, but the rule of 99 in the game, that is to say, if you ever get 99% charge, it rounds up to 100. This has always been the case. However, there is one exception to this rule, and that is if you drain yourself down to 99%, it will not round up. So do keep in mind that if you're at 109% and you pop this skill, congratulations, you're not going to NP that turn. So be very, very careful with how you use this. But yes, it can obviously be very powerful to have, since he seemingly doesn't have a cooldown on it. Make sure you have enough charge to spare. So his second skill now is going to be what's going to really help us deal with that, again, sort of attack stat issue, and that's because it is a tricolor buff. He gets quick arts and buster performance increase for 3 turns by up to 30% each, which is definitely a strong steroid. However, it's also going to grant buffs on each card type, basically, whenever you attack with them. So again, for 2 times 3 turns, your next quick card will grant you evasion for 1 turn. So that's definitely nice. And that's where, again, like I said, even the quick card, you still might have some potential usefulness, as this will add to his survivability. It is going to be dependent on you getting the card in order to get it, but hey, it can certainly be useful if you play your cards right. And Hakuno, at least from the first skill, has the ability to do that. The second effect here is a buff on attack for 3 turns with no limitation, that whenever you use an arts card, it's just going to charge his own gauge by 20%. So that is going to be strong, and it's going to be, again, one of the reasons why I think they just did not care to really give him a high NP gain stat. They kind of knew this is just going to be a really good thing performance-wise. And then basically same deal for 3 turns. Whenever he uses a buster card, he's going to increase his own critical damage by 20% for 3 turns, activating first. So again, another really nice effect. It's just going to make his buster cards crit even harder. Obviously, it's still going to require you to get a crit, so that's going to be the concern with Hakuno. But at least with buster synergy there, that shouldn't be too difficult, as you should have stars abound in a lot of circumstances. And again, this one's all on a 6-turn cooldown, so in a double Koyanskaya setup, you're going to end up getting back to this regardless. And I think that's something to kind of mention as well with regards to this first skill, because you're going to have probably Koyanskayas in the comp with him. You might not even care about leveling this skill. It's totally up to you. It definitely depends on whether or not you value the stars and the cooldown here, but it is something to be considerate of, and I'm going to say it's going to come in a case-by-case basis for each player as to how they see themselves using Hakuno and whether or not they want to. Now, Here we get to the third skill, and you guys can see you get to select one of the options below. And basically, each option is a 3-turn power mod of up to 30% for Sky, Earth, and Man attribute. This does mean that it's going to cover roughly everything in the game. However, keep in mind that there are enemies that are star attribute and beast attribute, so it won't get you actually everything. It's just going to get you the 3 main major attributes covered, and for that reason alone, it's going to give him a ton of broad coverage. However, he's kind of going to need those power mods. Now, the issue here is, remember, you have to pick one, so you're not just going to be able to have all 3 necessarily. It's up to you as to what you decide to do. However, you can double stack this if you so choose, or again, you might be able to pick, say, one of each depending on what your circumstances are. Why would you want to do that? Maybe you have a mixed enemy setup in the node, or again, 2 particularly problematic enemies in the final wave that have different attributes. That could certainly be a thing. And with the skill all being on a 6-turn cooldown at max in a double Koyan Skya setup, you are going to have the benefit of being able to double pop this, at least on turns 1 and 3, or if you have the 5th append on turns 1 and 2. So there is that option there. But again, having that capacity to just, for instance, double stack Sky attribute against an enemy that has Sky attribute, that's going to be strong. You're going to have that 60% power mod there to really help you out. From here, this is also going to end up being Hakunon's charge skill, which is definitely going to be a nice thing for him to have, because again, the 6-turn cooldown with 30% charge means that Hakuno is going to be able to work with a 50% starting charge type of setup in a double Koyan Skya type of comp. And here we can also see we gain 10 critical stars every single turn for 3 turns, just in case you somehow didn't have enough crit stars in your Buster synergistic comp. Obviously, if you're taking him into more of a challenge situation, maybe you're not running the double Koyan Skya setup, so that is a nice thing to have, and it certainly is going to be a good thing for him. But it is, again, up to you. Also, keep in mind that trying to run him in scenarios like, say, a like solo environment, I'm not going to say it can't be done, but obviously you're going to be beholden to having the quick card. Putting him in a solo environment for that survivability, he'll at least be able to consistently get that quick card for it. But remember, that is limited to 2 times, and simultaneously, this potentially having no cooldown means you could just end up draining yourself completely and never getting to an NP if you abuse it. Plus, being in a a solo environment means that having the card shuffle is just relatively useless overall. So to me, Hakuno doesn't really lend himself to a solo environment, but you could potentially use him in that way. It's not like it's impossible to do so. Now, taking a look at his passive skills, he gets Independent Action EX, probably because he himself is a master himself in his own lore. And you guys can see, it's just a really, really nice crit damage modifier there. He also gets Codecast A here, that's going to increase his own arts and buster performance by 5%, as well as his critical damage by an additional 5. And then Regalia of the Moon, that increases his own attack by 10% against quite literally everything. You can see it's Saber, Archer, Lancer, Rider, Caster, Assassin, Berserker, Shielder, Ruler, Avenger, Moon Cancer, Alter Ego, Pretender, or playable beast enemies by 10%. So quite literally just about everything you can think of other than Foreigner and NPC only classes. So definitely a really powerful sort of passive that he has there. And this is going to be something that's going to help combat this actual lower attack stat. So again, between the second skill and between that passive, you can kind of see it's really not as big of a concern as most people would make it out to be. But again, it is something to be aware of, that if your skills are off cooldown or you're in an environment like, say, against foreigners, maybe you kind of watch out for that. This is interesting to bring up too, because again, foreigners are sort of the exception to his passive there, but his third append is foreigners, which is rather odd. And I'm going to say, at least with regards to this, I don't really recommend getting this unless, again, he's welfare. You just have coins abound. You don't necessarily have grailing plans for him. Sure, why not at that point? But the reason I was going to say so is because while he does have some synergy with obviously his third skill here, granting Sky, Earth, and Man attribute, outside of that, he doesn't really have any reason to be taken against a foreigner per se, so I would stick to your normal basics of who you actually do end up using. But maybe, again, it ends up in a weird sort of mixed setup node, and you just go, hey, you know what, why not? Moon Cancer is going to be neutral against a foreigner. Why not just end up taking him so that he has a little bit of an edge? So up to you to determine whether or not you want to do that. But for me, far and away, the first append that I would like to get on Hakuno is going to end up being the mana loading. And the reason for this is going to be, again, that 30% charge, going to combine with it real well, going to allow you to start out from a 50% starting charge standpoint. So having those nice 50% CEs, really going to be a good thing for him. Obviously, the first skill here is going to help if he ends up getting a lot of Brave Chains. Again, if you're soloing with him a lot, or you just really like card shuffling and trying to Brave Chain with him, there you go. That can definitely be a thing. And the fourth append, again, just going to help the crit damage even more. And the fifth append is an interesting one because obviously, as we mentioned, it could certainly help as you might be able to get back to the second skill a little bit faster. Same thing with the third skill. But with regards to the first skill, I don't know that it's really that worth. You could maybe say, hey, I don't have to level this skill up all the way. Remember, it's usually relatively easy for you to level a Moon Cancer skills to 7, since all you end up needing is skill gems, and you should have some of those from doing your lottos every year. But admittedly, this may be something where you go like, hey, I'm just going to level it to like level 7 here, get it to having the 1 turn cooldown, and then use the fifth append so that it actually has 0, at least for the first time I press it. Remember, it only works on the first time, so to me, the fifth append has value, but it's not as much as it might be with, say, other units due to the wonkiness of that first skill. But again, it's up to you. If you decide that you feel like it's worth it for you, why not go for it? Again, Hakunon's coins should be relatively infinite due to the fact that he's an FP summonable welfare. So as long as you have the FP, you'll be able to get more. Now, looking at his Noble Phantasm, this is actually where a lot of the debate raged around Hakuno when he first got teased for the part 2 of the story chapter. And you guys can see he has a 5-hit AoE Buster NP. Again, it's going to ignore anti-purge defense, which to me, just taking a brief moment here, I categorically disagree with this because Solemn Defense, aka Anti-Purge Defense, aka True Invincibility, it's kind of in the name. It seemingly was never supposed to actually be pierced. I understand people have made a lot of lore arguments for it's like, oh, well, here's why he should be able to. I don't really care about that. To me, it's more that the devs ended up having Solemn Defense in the game without a true hard counter for 4 years, and now they're seemingly pulling one out. Yes, it is on a welfare that we acquire, but I think it's naive to assume that the devs are not going to pull this one on us at some point in the future. So at least we are getting it ourselves, but yeah, I'm assuming that the devs will use it for evil, basically, against us at some point. So it's up to the devs to determine whether or not this is a problematic thing or whether or not it's just something that is used so infrequently that it's like, oh, okay, well, they can do it if they have to, but they don't have to the majority of the time, or they actually get annoying with it and use it all the time, and then it ends up upsetting everyone. So we'll see, but again, it is an interesting thing that he has this, and now it means if you do encounter an enemy that has Solemn Defense, you have a way of dealing with it without having to do buff blocking or buff stripping or you name it. So it is an interesting thing. Again, from there, he's going to deal damage to all enemies. And, oh, yeah, sorry. I also didn't mention the fact that this anti-purge pierce, basically, this Solemn Defense pierce, does not pierce evasion specifically. So there is at least that nice out for evasion that had kind of always drawn the short stick, since Invuln Pierce obviously pierced Invuln and evasion. Now it kind of gets exempted from this one so that there's a little bit more parity. So in that regard, it's definitely a nice thing. His overcharge effect has also got a chance to stun enemies. It is a base of 60%. He does not have overcharge in his kit. So again, it can be definitely a factor of where you put his MP in a chain of NPs, or, you know, again, trying to work in someone like Koyanskaya of Dark or something like that in order to give him more overcharge. But I'm going to say probably not worth it. If you get the stun, you get the stun, but don't rely on it, since it's not high enough to be a like guaranteeable thing all the time. It's definitely going to have that chance of failure. So be very, very careful with that. And honestly, even at 100%, it still has a chance of failure. So obviously, like I said, don't rely on it too much. Now, obviously for Craft Essence recommendation, since he's a buster unit, we don't have to talk about his refund. This is a pretty easy one. I'm going to recommend you guys, again, go after things like cranking or aerial drive, or perhaps even something like Holy Night Supper. It's totally up to you. At least aerial drive and Holy Night Supper are in the JP Mana Prism shop, so you can end up getting them. But you know, certainly something like cranking, which is still kind of its best in class type of deal, hasn't come around basically since the Bunyan event rerun. So if you're, you know, newer to JP, you're not going to end up having it, but there's still relatively good craft essences that you guys can get to work with Hakuno. Anything with Buster or Crit or Charge should be very good for him. And now we can kind of show you guys the charge breakdown. Obviously, it's not going to be too elaborate of one, since we're kind of talking about a farming setup here, and you guys can see it's just going to be a double Koyanskaya Oberon setup. It's your standard 30% charger setup. Remember, if you do have the 5th append, you could kind of move it forward some, but it's going to change the way things work, at least with regards to your cooldown some. So it honestly, to me, at least with regards from the charge perspective, doesn't have a lot of value for him. It'd be more from the perspective of trying to get more damage sooner. So basically the second skill rather than the third skill. But again, you can see it's relatively straightforward. It's his 30% charge here on turn 1, his maxed out mana loading, and a 50% CE. And then basically double Koyanskaya on wave 2. That's going to get you the cooldowns and charge you all the way up to full again. And then wave 3 is him getting his 30% charge back, as well as Oberon 70%. So nice standard conventional 3-turn. With regards to damage numbers for Hakuno, you can see here definitely a lot of factors that can come into play, as he has man, earth, and sky attributes that he can do. Consider the fact, though, that the man one will usually be higher. It's not going to be right here because this is neutral and under his own power. So you're not going to end up having any other factors here. It's just basically Hakuno's own buffs, no external buffs from like craft essences, mystic codes, or support units. So right here, right now, it looks relatively simple and normal, but let's go ahead and show you guys exactly what it kind of looks like here. And now you can see this includes, this is him in an actual comp, still neutral numbers, so not effective against any given class, but again, you guys can see this does include the extra bump from Koyanskaya's own anti-man boosting, which is why the anti-man numbers are just going to be stronger than the other ones. There's also going to be some slight variations here because Hakuno himself is man attribute, meaning that he's going to end up doing a little bit extra damage to Sky and a little bit less damage to Earth. So again, a little bit of fluctuation in those 3 numbers, but you can see just at NP1, we're looking pretty good here. And really, since this is a welfare, we're going to be kind of focusing a little bit more on the NP5 numbers now. So while this is neutral and it's not going to be crazy high damage, consider again the fact that Hakuno's not supposed to be the, like, you know, earth destroying type of like welfare where he just wildly out damages everybody. He's a 4-star, he's a freebie, and he has a lot of carding gimmicks. So you can tell the devs are trying to make you use that side of him a little bit more while toning down the NP damage overall. Obviously, if it's man trait, he's going to be doing pretty solid here, but he's not going to necessarily outpace some of the crazy 5-stars that are out there in the game. Now, the top ones here are with his 10% attack passive. The bottom ones are without. So again, you guys can see here at NP1, the numbers looking a little bit less, say, in comparison across the board. And then kind of zooming all the way over here to NP5, you definitely end up having at least a sizable hit. This certainly might be enough, depending on what type of node you're using him in, to maybe cause him to stumble a little bit. But it really just depends. If you're using him effectively, he'll definitely be solid, especially if you're pairing this correctly. Remember, you should almost never end up in a scenario where Hakuno is dealing the base damage. It should always be one of these three, unless you've taken him into a node that you probably shouldn't have. That is either a star or beast attribute node, or again, you just ended up like not pressing the right skill. Remember, on JP now, there is a quality of life. You can see it in the top left of the little window there. If you do end up opening up the units, like your target's actual like status window in the top left, it will show you sort of the kanji, I may be getting the terminology there wrong, for what attribute it is. So again, it's on you. You will be able to see it though, as long as you can kind of pair it. And even if you can't read Japanese, you can kind of pair the symbol with the way the symbol looks on the skill activation, because it'll give you 3 different buttons to choose from. So again, it shouldn't be too difficult to do. You guys can kind of eyeball it and actually figure out what to do, and it definitely can help out. So in that regard, Hakuno's numbers, not the best, but certainly serviceable. Now, here we have Summer BB, and you can kind of see Summer BB just at NP1 in a double coin Skya, Oberon, and cranking setup as well. She's just going to end up beating Hakuno, particularly if it's man attribute there. So definitely something to be concerned with. Arcuid as well is just very robust and strong at this point, where again, base NP1 you're winning, NP1 with man you're winning even harder, chaotic, and then both, obviously you start getting some pretty crazy numbers there. So Arcuid is somebody that's been the nice beneficiary of having a pinned 5, as you guys know. So that's definitely helping out her numbers. Comparing him to someone like, say, Summer Tlaloc here that's come out, Tlaloc is a lot more comparable. In fact, Tlaloc's numbers will actually kind of be worse than him. But keep in mind the fact that Tlaloc's also not a welfare, so you're going to have a little bit easier time getting more NP levels of Hakuno versus, say the gacha unit. But again, it's totally up to you, and these were just kind of some simple comparisons. We didn't feel the need to go all out because Hakuno's NP numbers are not, again, going to be like best in class or anything like that. So just giving you some perspective for how his performance works in comparison to some of the 5 stars and even another 4-star that's out there. So again, let me know how you guys feel about Hakuno, which version you guys are going to end up picking, either the male or the female. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed the analysis, and I will see you guys for the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one. Okay. Yeah, I still can't believe I messed that up at the beginning. Have I played any of 3.3 yet? No, I have not. 3.3 is on the to-do list, like literally right now. Okay, yeah, so let's get this party started, since I know chat is chomping at le bit. But yeah, so we're going to be going into quote-unquote spoiler territory here. Also, don't forget to do your Lost Belt stuff. I still have a couple left to do. Basically, you've only got 9 more days. I'll do it, quite literally next week probably. But it is a thing. Yeah, did you hear about Palworld being sued? Yeah, it's a really interesting thing, because it's kind of come out that apparently the patents they're getting sued for, Nintendo has filed... or at least Nintendo has recently filed patents involving like mounting and stuff, and that I guess they filed for them recently, like after Palworld's release. So I don't know if that's specifically what they're getting sued for. I don't think we actually know which specific patents they're getting sued for yet. And in fact, I think Pal World themselves came out and said they got kind of served notice that they were being sued by Nintendo, but that they themselves didn't know specifically which patents they were being sued for. So it is going to be an interesting thing. I'm going to say this, regardless of how you guys feel about like Nintendo versus Pal World, you probably don't want Nintendo to win this, mostly because this is Nintendo doing typical Nintendo things where it's trying to bully people. I think Nintendo knows it's not going to win a war on the patents because, like, for instance, if we take the mounting one, there's so many games that use mounting. There's just no way in hell that that patent will stand. It will get thrown out. So I think Nintendo knows that they're probably going to lose the legal proceedings, and that the issue at play here is that they're probably just trying to drain them dry of all their money. And, you know, I saw even as well that they were seeking compensation for damages, and I'm like, what damages do you have of patent violation, right? Like, so I don't know. I think it's going to be a difficult case for Nintendo to prove. But if Nintendo actually does end up winning, it hurts every indie. It ends up hurting a lot of the industry here. So I really hope that Nintendo gets their butt kicked for once and they actually lose their ass on it. And I'm saying that irregardless of how I feel about like Pal World or Nintendo. This is a scumball tactic. I don't really like seeing this sort of thing, and I hope they lose. Yeah, I have personally, I have nothing against like Nintendo as a game company. I love their products. It's fantastic. But if Nintendo, like, I think we can now say that between like Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, that like now all three of them have done some sort of like really messed up thing this year. Each one of them is basically proving themselves to be a butthole. What do you mean by mounting? Like the actual act of like mounting a mount in a video game to ride around on, right? They're trying to patent that, which is like, what the actual crap? And that's what I'm saying. There's just no way it's actually going to hold up because it can very easily be proven that other companies were using it before Nintendo. So. This is in Japan, not the US. Yeah, I know. I'm aware. It still won't hold up. And here's the reason why, too, Cross. Even if they try to do it in Japan, they'll get dragged into international courts over it. Because I guarantee you, Sony's not going to like it. And Sony's in Japan, right? So they'll still get fought in Japan over this. But yeah, I mean, like every other publisher and developer out there's not going to stand for them trying to do that. Because they're not going to be like, wait, I can't publish my game in Japan because Nintendo owns a patent on mounting. No, fuck you, Nintendo. I'm going to sue your ass. So I expect that Nintendo is just going to probably get class action to some degree. The whole monster capture thing was also done earlier by Shin Megami Tensei. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, because I assume, like, if they have an actual patent to, like, let's say on, like, Pokeballs, right? Like, I assume this is going to come from Pokemon itself, like the actual IP, rather than Nintendo itself. So at that point, like, yeah, they might have something with regards to, like, Pokeballs, but yeah, the concept of capturing monsters has been a thing. I know there's like, is it like Monster Rancher and stuff is also a similar concept, chat. So like, yeah, and also similarly, I don't know how many of you guys watched me play the Yakuza Like a Dragon series, right? They have Sujimon in that. Sujimon is literally like Pokemon, but instead you're capturing like hobos and like degenerates. Like, so it's been a thing. They like there is a ability to like parody and stuff like that. So I think they're gonna have a difficult time, no matter what they try to do. The problem is, I don't think Nintendo cares. I think Nintendo's entire goal here is just, all right, let's bankrupt them, which is a common tactic that Nintendo has used. So it sucks, but it is what it is. And like I said, that's where I think everybody needs to kind of be rooting against Nintendo here. regardless of their feelings on Pal World itself. The fact of the matter remains, they're not going after Pal World for copyright infringement. They're going after them in a sleazy patent way. And the patent way is the worst way. The patent way is the way that if they win, it's going to hurt all of video gaming, not like, oh, hey, yeah, you violated our copyright. So I don't like this one bit. I hope that Nintendo gets their butt kicked. That needs to be illegal, that tactic. Patent law has always been really rough. And like I said, I don't know about Japan's patent law in particular. I can obviously speak to like the United States and the way that it kind of runs things some, but yeah, it'd be what it be. So we'll just have to see. And then I need a lanza. A ranza. A ranza. Okay, we got the ranza. And then I'm probably going to throw in a survival woman of value. There we go. And then let's throw that on. Throw that on. That on. And that on. Yeah, and hopefully that's enough. Yeah, like I understand why people were upset at them over Pal World. I think the reason that I'm not like a big like, oh, you know, like how dare Pal World rip off Pokemon is because I'm a little bit more pragmatic about these sorts of things. So it's like, to me, I think that the Pokemon like IP with regards to its video games has been really stagnant, right? So like I think having Pal World come out, having it be successful and as successful as it was, I think that's just going to breed competition. It's going to make like Nintendo go like, hey, maybe we should try a little bit harder. Maybe we should actually try to like put in some newer mechanics and revolutionize this and up the bar some, rather than like, hey, let's milk this for all that we can doing minimal changes, right? I think it's the same issue that we have with things like Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, like any of these long running IPs that churn out a game like every year or so. I think they naturally all just have this issue. So I think there being more competition is a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. Of course, it's not going to be Lord Skills. Of course it's not. Damn it. And I could pop that, but then I'm going to lose charge, so it's probably not a good idea. Let's go ahead and take a turn. Actually, we'll do it like that. And I'm going to try to get charged with Hakuno, and I'm not going to get enough because I assume at rank 8 of the skill, if he gets hit, I might have it. There we go. Okay, now I do. So, like, basically, I needed enough that he would actually have enough charge when I press the skill. What are we? So, C-Chat, I believe this one right here is the attribute. I think that's Earth. No, it's whatever that is, which I think is... No, yeah, I think it's Earth. I don't know. It's difficult to tell. Finally got Arcued banner? Yeah. Who can they use for 30 million downloads campaign right now? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't think it really matters at this point because most of the other people, like Avalon, do you know who our longest running without a banner is? I don't think it really even matters at this point because Arcued was like one of the longest ones and it's kind of been dealt with now. So I think we're relatively good. Kiara, I think. Which version? Because Kiara's literally on this. Like OG Kiara. Yeah. Kiara barely beat Arjuna Alter's record. Arjuna Alter did not hold a record. Hate to break that one to you guys. Was it at Yang or something? Yeah, maybe. Let me check. Yeah, I'm curious as well. I don't really know off the top of my head. It's difficult to keep track of at this point because JP runs so many freaking banners. So it just is what it is, right? Reset, thank you for the follow. Super Ryan, Bryn, and OG Abby. I'm gonna say they kind of missed the opportunity for OG Abby since she got the buff earlier in the year, but maybe. Brent, maybe. I think it'd be Super Ryan because I think out of those three, Super Ryan's the one that would kind of yield the best results. But we'll see, right? Like, I don't think it'll be either of those three. I think it's gonna end up like they're just gonna pull out somebody that's popular. Like, oh yeah, here's another like freaking Jalter banner or some crap. Or it'll just be like somebody that was really good in the prior year that they've had a banner, but they haven't pulled it out recently. Also, I'm terribly sorry, but to spare, I just saw the $5 donation. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm so bad about that. And I need to find a way to like turn on the notifications because like I have my bot and I can see YouTube's chat, but it doesn't show events like that. So I've got to find some way so that I don't keep missing that for you guys. I still have it like over on the side on my like fourth monitor over here, but it requires me to like look over and notice. And sometimes I don't, especially in the middle of like recording and stuff. They could also run young Moriarty as he's fourth. Yeah, I don't know, right? Like I assume that none of those is going to be particularly strong enough to really like warrant, but we'll see. I am very likely to get debuffed here, but I'm already exceptionally debuffed here. And these are demons. So let's do it like that. Also, I found out Palworld is not loved at all in Japan. There were apparently a lot of people that were like, I saw the tweet that was talking about it that was like, oh, there's a lot of Japanese people complaining. I wouldn't assume it has no support, but I will say I think it's kind of understandable, right? Pokemon is one of the biggest IPs worldwide, and it is a like pride and joy for the like Japanese at this point. So yeah, like I'm not surprised to hear that. Oh boy, instant NP for everything. Damn, that's wild. What if I remove? The big problem here is I've got to make sure that people stay alive. Hakuno doesn't have charge, so I can't card shuffle. I think that's what I've got to do, and this is going to be a spicy meatball. We're going to try it like that. Try to get Lartoria her charge to have her fire off an NP. I wisely saved her Buster up. And there we go. And what the heck is that full charge? Pre-card with the Buster card in case I need to stagger here. Because I don't think I'm going to do enough, but we'll see. Parody laws even exist in Japan? Oh yeah, I mean, like, look no further than Gintama. Gintama has absolutely made fun of like everything that exists in Japan at this point. They could do a JP and NA Super Ryan of banners at the same time. I mean, they could, but there's no actual value in that, right? I don't necessarily see them trying to sync up like that. At least assuming there's not like a story reason to do so. Like they have synced like, for instance, like Saber Alter and Saber's banners on NA and JP, but that's because there was like an actual like real life thing happening that tied into that. So it's like unless there's like a tie-in, I don't see them doing it for any particular reason. Generally hate it when something seems like a copy of something. You say Asian countries in general, I think there's one very glaring exception to that, and that's China. And I don't know, like maybe the general Chinese populace doesn't like copycatting as well, but one thing's for certain, Chinese copyright law and shit like that just does not give a crap. That's why there's so many like rip-off products that come out of China. But yeah, I mean, like, I can easily see the Japanese being upset over stuff like that. And to be fair, I think at least with regards to like how do I put this? Like the spirit of competition, usually the Japanese are pretty okay with like similar products. I think probably the issue they have with Pal World is the fact that it's 100% trying to be as derivative as possible while also just including a bunch of like guns and stuff in there. It's basically again Pokemon with guns. So I could see that being a contentious thing for them, without even trying to like look too much into individual preferences and why they would feel the way that they would. Uh, I have a 60% C. I don't. Just go with the K scope. It should work. In Japan, as long as the right holder didn't have a problem with it, you can do whatever parody you want. Yeah. And that's usually, I think in Japan, there's a lot more like asking for permission and like, trying to like do honor to an homage to a product that you're derivative of. But yeah, I mean, I think this is certainly an issue. I will say, I think the Japanese need to care about it more if like Pal Worlds, because Pal World is one of the first times I'm really hearing about them getting upset over something like that. So I'm gonna say they need to maybe be a little bit more upset over some of the other things that rip them off. But yeah, outside of that, like I think I can understand it, right? Like to me, it's never been a case of like I don't understand why people are upset with Pal World. I think I easily do, but I also just don't think it's as big of a deal as a lot of people make it out to be. I wonder what they think of some of those games on those one site. I'm not sure what you're referring to, and I'm not sure I want to know at this point. I'll just put the arts card first and let Lartoria get more charge. The poison there is not appreciated, but should be okay. What? Apparently, it's just going to be a bunch of single target enemies here. I was going to say, and then we got the charge per turn, which I probably should have popped first. Gonna end up doing that. That way everybody gets their charge. And before this thing crits Hakunon to death immediately. And that's kind of what I expected. Yep. Big Bird, yes. Never forget that person who got arrested for making a Pokemon Dojin. Wait, that was the thing? Things of an erotic nature or something. Well, Japan has a lot of like laws on stuff like that, right? That's why there's like so much censorship in their porn and stuff. Not to get too deep into stuff like that. But oh, thank you for literally draining me for all that I'm worth. I appreciate that. I don't. Hakunon, get out of here. We're gonna be letting Shisho show me the way. It should be considered demonic here, so let's do one of these. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Oh my god, it has a wiki. I don't trust Palworld Creator in general. As I remember, they had a habit of copying design from other games and then abandoning them after a while. Yeah, that I think is like the scummiest thing about Palworld. I don't really like Pocket Pair as a company because it definitely seems to me like their whole thing was just it's get rich quick. It's copy something. However, I do think at least they now realize what they've got with Palworld, and they're being like, okay, whoa, we've hit it big. Let's try to like do something with this, right? So I don't blame them for that, but I definitely can say that it's certainly a concern. Oh boy, what am I dealing with here? Who is most likely to live? Well, you've got defense down, so we're gonna dodge you for now. Basically, gonna take the mighty chain. Hopefully, we get crits. Oh god, I love class score sometimes. Class score plus 120, baby. It be doing. Hello, Katana. How's it going? One falls, 5 million take its place. Yeah, I think it's important to instead just have like actual laws that encourage you to like not copycat, right? Gonna put that in there. Yeah, you know what? It's all Artoria. It's all Artoria. Why not? Why not? Oh yeah, that's a good point. I assume the Moon Cancer class score comes from this, but do we get anything other than Moon Cancer? It got wild. Cops came to their house and arrested them. Jesus. Yeah, I saw something like apparently now the Vaporeon copy pasta can be like put on YouTube videos or some crap. Chat, I'm not saying this for you to do that. Please don't. But yeah, like I guess there was some like weird ruling with regards to that where like YouTube disallowed it. I was like, oh God. Imagine disallowing an entire copy pasta. Well, this is not ideal. Hold on, chat. Let me look at something. Yeah. So we've got attack up here. I think I need to pop Steel's third skill, which it's the support variant. So is this even rank 10? It's not. So it's not even going to be a perfect 100%. But yeah, it'd be what it be. We taking it. And then down the line, we're going to have to do everything we can to keep ourselves alive. Hakuno may just be dead, but what in particular are you? So that's Sky? Nope, that's Earth again. And oh yeah. Yeah. I have defense Pierce, not invuln Pierce. Is that Kangaroo Jack? Don't worry about it. The mascot that fights back. God, this is FGO. We don't get perfect 10s no more. What do you mean no more? We never did. I feel like I can count on my hand the number of times they've given a support 10, 10, 10. One of the previous games used elements from Legend of Zelda. Oh, yeah. Craftopia was basically Breath of the Wild. And, like, I don't blame them for going like, hey, this is an interesting concept, right? Because, listen, chat, y'all can't like call out Craftopia without calling out Genshin. It's the truth of the matter, right? Like, looking at the success of Breath of the Wild and then emulating a lot of the same mechanics is naturally going to mean that, yeah, you copycatted them. But I'm okay with it to a degree. Like, I think it's fine as long as you're trying to do something different with your game, which I'm going to say Craftopia is. It's not literally just Breath of the Wild, but in the same way that Genshin's not literally just Breath of the Wild either. So in that regard, yeah, I think it's like, it's okay, but it's definitely, I think when it's so close, it needs to be frowned upon, right? Like in the case of Pal World, or again, at least certain like, oh, hey, if the majority of your mechanics are the same, right? Because it's pretty clear at that point, you're just attempting to capitalize on the success. Oh, yeah, I don't know why I was thinking the first skill was her 50% charge. Hakuno, what the fuck was that? You did like no freaking damage. Holy poop. I'm just debating something right here. And I think we're going to do that. Because this has Invuln Pierce. Which will at least get me through the dodge. It ain't getting me through the solemn defense, but... Genshin literally almost had the same map UI. Oh, yeah. Like... It's pretty blatantly obvious that, and like that is something I don't like about Genshin. Genshin tried to go as close as possible, right? I think that's a problem. In the same way that I think it's a problem with Pal World. I think when you try to get as close as possible, you definitely need to be like, hey, look, we thought this was a cool concept, and we tried to change it as much as possible to put our own like spin on it, rather than, hey, we tried to emulate it as close as possible to leech off the popularity. I don't like the latter. The former's definitely okay in my book. The latter is like, what the fuck? Mining came from Fortnite, yeah. Okay, so now I should have two. Oh, okay, only 2 stacks. I thought I had more. Okay, Seal's gonna have her NP here. Please stop bully waifu. Go gadget Seal. Where are all the Fate ripoffs though? Oh, those are in anime. For instance, if you've watched I Parry Everything, half the cast is Fate ripoff. Like, basically the protagonist of I Parry Everything is Guts, and then all of the side characters are Fate characters. So it's like Guts starring in a Fate anime. I'm not even kidding. It's great though. I loved it. I hope it gets a season 2. Darkness is a Saber analog? Yeah, 100%. Darkness is Saber if she were lewd. Straight up. But yeah, you're not going to see too much like rip-off of Fate in games. I mean, I definitely think there's rip-off of Fate with regards to gacha games. But Like in normal conventional video games, no, I don't think you'll really see that because Fate's never really been popular in that sphere of things, so it's less influential there. Although you can see quite literally a lot of like Elden Ring and its tropes are inspired by Fate. And that's another interesting one because it's also Berserk and Fate that apparently inspired a lot of Elden Ring's writing, which is funny because of quite literally who's in charge of it. Okay, I guess I'll just go die then. Yeah, I mean I can pop everything here and I'm still not gonna get what I need. So I assume this is a survive as long. Oh, wait, what? Wait, what? They gave us rank 10 skills. Oh my god. Oh, jujitsu? Yeah, sorry. Jujitsu. Jujitsu at least has some, but it's not like everything in jujitsu is Fate, right? Domain expansions, definitely a reality marble analog, and that I think is even admitted to by the author. And then there's at least like, at least with the protagonist, I'd say there's a lot of like similarities to Emiya. Not like one to one, but there's definitely a lot of like personality wise and stuff like that. And overall aesthetic design. But yeah, like I said, I don't really mind stuff like paying homage or taking inspiration from. I mean, shit, chat, my own lore is inspired from Fate as well as other IPs, so I'm willing to admit that. I think it's important to try and put your own spin on it. It's important to try to make it its own thing. And if you do get close to the original or you are inspired by it, don't be afraid to admit it. I think that's the truth. Like, if you took inspiration from Fate, say that you did. I think it actually helps your case. I think it makes it like people realize that you're also a fan of the thing that they're a fan of. By the way, there's unique music in some fights. What do you mean? I don't hear unique music. Domain expansion is literally Ultimate Blade Works. Oh yeah, yeah. It's like I said, it's a reality marble is where that comes from. Because it's more than just Unlimited Blade Works, right? Like, so yeah, I think that's pretty clear. And like, I think that's awesome, right? I think it's awesome to see just how many IPs now are inspired by Fate narratively. Like, even if it's not the story, it's also maybe the character design. And I think that's really cool. I think that's something that is, you know, again, they say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, right? And I think that's the truth of the matter. Like, watching how many things do like, you know, rip off Fate or get inspired by Fate, and I think that definition between a rip off and an inspiration is a fine line. But yeah, I think it's like seeing that it's really awesome because it's like not only can you as a Fate fan vibe with it, but it's also something where like you get to look back at it and be like, ah, yeah, this is nice. Like I actually have something that I can talk with people about and like draw the similarities to, which is really funny because I have seen a lot of people get super defensive if you try to bring it up that like, oh yeah, this is clearly the inspiration for it. I don't know why that is, but it just did be the way that it be. What? Why did it put me in that? Well, we're not going to take Jalter against a moon cancer. That feels foolish. Let's do a Rura. I like that. That's a good ruler choice. And then we're going to go... Nope, not that. Where is it? Honey Lake. And then... Oberon and Merlin in the same comp is trouble. I already have my own Koinskaya in there. What do I want? I think maybe we'll just actually throw in Castoria here. Form the makings of an invincible comp, but probably not use it. Here's the new music in this fight. Sure, we can turn it on. Have a back line that can finish the rest of the fight. Your front line will get wiped out after a few bars. What? God damn it. Well, now that I know that. Wait, what do you mean after a few bars? Oh, that's so weird. Yeah, it's got a delay aspect on it now. Let me kill song request here. Buff strip and NP, fun. Well, I guess Seal could technically live through that if I had her skills up. Yeah, it is, King. This always happens for some reason, and it's part of one of the reasons. Like, I have two reasons of the past like year or so here why I've had my audio off. For some reason, there's a weird audio desync that I now have, and two, and I've tried to address it and I can't seem to. And two is the copyright issue with YouTube. Okay. Kinda want to get Koyan out of here, but kinda don't. Because Koyan's the perfect type of person to just eat it, right? So you have to play on mute? No, I mean, I don't have this if I'm not streaming. If I'm not streaming, my phone is fine. But if I'm streaming, I have this weird desync issue. Okay, full loot, first break. What is that? Gonna go ahead, pop that there. I'm worried she's gonna charge. That's the thing that I'm like most concerned with. Because I think what I want to do is I think I want to like just shove Mash in there and let my backline be Castoria, Merlin, and Bunny. But if they can't survive until that point, I'm gonna have a bigger issue. Yeah, see now we're at full bar here, so I need to scuff that. Should get a tick of the NP bar. Yeah, there you go, Avalon said. Also get crit up when you crit her. Okay. YouTube's auto system being Pepega. I mean, it is, but it's also just Aniplex is very copyright happy, is the best way to put it. Yeah. Thank you, Char. Yes. Yes, I'm the fool for not being able to read Japanese. So now that I know that she's going to NPRS this turn, yeah, this gets somewhat spicy. My Buntoria can probably solo, but honestly, the issue at play here is the debuff immunity. But if I can wait that out for a couple turns, I may be okay. Oh, it's the shit version of MASH. This is going to be problematic. This is going to be very problematic. I may lose everybody else. Yes, chat, I have a delay on my audio. But JP barely beat it. I had to restart it so many times. Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, I can see if you don't have sustain and you don't take the right classes, especially, that like she probably just beats you to death. Like those crit ups are just nasty. Having anti-crit command codes definitely help. Unfortunately, you kind of want to be using Seal here, so Seal as the support means that you can't use the command codes on her. Wow, okay. That's problematic. That is extremely problematic. Yes, I have tried to remove the delay on the audio chat. I literally just talked about all this. I guess you guys weren't listening. Go with that, and then that. None of this is ideal. MASH is gonna have to be my damage. So I think we're basically just gonna adopt stall comp here. And the problem is the stall comp's just not going to work for her final mechanic. So it really will be a Lartoria solo for the last bar or two. No, I mean, it's fine. It's just like after I've answered the question 3 times already, I start to be like, yes, it's a thing. I'm sorry, but it's a thing. Or we have the audio resection delay too. I mean, I could try fiddling with it again. It's definitely a thing, but let me see. Fixed it. I have no idea why, chat. Oh god, that's so dumb. Yeah, it's like that's something I've tried before and it never fixed it before, but this time it did. So as long as it works, right? Not gonna question it. Welcome to tech troubleshooting. Okay, so now we gotta try and crit her down in effect here, and this is gonna be a little bit spicy meatball. I think what we really need to do here is we need to probably prioritize MASH cards, because MASH will have the hardest time getting to her NP. And then particularly if I see a spicy MASH buster chain, I need to go for it, because otherwise you guys could see how long this is gonna take. Like, Arcuate isn't gonna do crap to me, but like, well, I say that. What the fuck is that? I don't know what that is, and I'm terrified of it. It's counting down. Okay, so we already have that online, so we can start to mix in a buster card here. And then we'll do Castoria, although she doesn't really need it, but she's 114 for me. Yeah, we'll just go like that. Really wishing, yeah, I was gonna say, I was really wishing she would hit Castoria there, but she didn't. And then boom, boom, boom. Thankfully, there's just a crap ton of charge in this setup, so we should be okay. Like, we'll get through this bar. I don't know if this is the one that actually she buff strips on. That'll be problematic, because that'll mean I have 2 bars to go through. But if it's the final bar heading into her final health bar, I'll be okay. I should be able to solo that easy. Powerful hit has a highly increased attack. Okay. As long as she doesn't get invuln pierce, I should be able to, like, kind of deal with her a little bit with Bunny, but... What one lawsuit? Bethesda sued a company for stealing codes from their game to make a Westworld game. As it turns out, there was a bug in their Fallout Shelter game. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I think it's a-okay for a company to try and protect their IP, especially if it's something like their internal code, right? I know that's what a lot of the allegations thrown Palworld's way were that, like, oh, it's actually Palworld stealing like the models and stuff from Pokemon, and I'm like, I don't think they actually did, because there's definitely signs that they were crafted to be as similar as possible, but they were crafted rather than like just a stolen import. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we found out in the end that Palworld did end up taking something. I don't think that's that crazy to say. Okay, so now we definitely don't need his card as much. We're gonna throw Mash in there. Actually, Castoria would have been fine because the Merlin MP is gonna get her to her NP. And Mash will be fine as well here. She actually wasn't. Okay, a little bit more. You can see Arcuin's like trying to power through me, but it just doesn't matter. I'm artsing her down, so it means I'm not critting her very often, so she doesn't get crit stacks. And she's outside of her NP, not really got a threatening move, so I just sit here and I just turtle her. Like, it's funny, this shouldn't be working, but it will at least work to get me through a bar. But yeah, it is what it is. Your front line will be wiped? Okay. Well, actually, if I... no, there's nothing I can do about it. I was gonna say, if I stalled long enough, if I had another unit on the back line, I could, you know, potentially plug suit again, but I only have Buntoria, and Buntoria's got the best shot of actually pulling this out. But we'll see. I mean, if I have to command seal, I don't give a crap at that point, because it's a lot more difficult to pad the comp, so to speak, without actual knowledge of what's coming. And I did go into this line. Clue, thank you for the 15, appreciate it. As well as Cood, thank you for the 2 years. I can't believe I didn't see that earlier. But chat, can we get some love for Cood and Clue? Let's know the mechanics, it's fine. Oh yeah, like, I think being able to plan for that would have been a little bit better. It's just like, I didn't even see your stuff until we were already in the node, right? Okay. We got all our cooldowns back. Still really not getting a Mash Buster card with any kind of stars on it. But we are all solid here. Castoria is in potentially some trouble, so we'll protect her for this turn. I could have maybe Buster buffed Merlin there. Yeah, I think ideally I need to walk her into this with no crit stacks, so that she's not fully ramped up when Bunny comes around. Okay, that's a little bit spicier. Pet, yes. Basically rushing her for the first 3 bars with Seal and then having your backline finisher as the go-to strat. Yeah, I mean, the only mistake I made was that first NP took out my Koyan and my Seal, so I didn't have somebody to like eat the bar here. Obviously I was able to keep Mash alive, but I think what I should have probably done is I probably should have just thrown Castoria into the front line, had her fire off an NP, and like basically protected that. Ooh, Horo, thank you for the 72. Hot damn. How you been, Horo? New emote? Yes, new emote. The immortal team with Mash. Oh, it really is. I mean, you can see it works regardless. It may not be the best of things, but it do be doing. And I still end up having like Merlin as an out, provided I'm not skill sealed. That skill seal's low key the dangerous thing. And she could technically spam it since it's part of her kit. Of course Castoria is unprotected here. What the... I'm 10% shy on Merlin. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and use that. I think that's the safer play. And we will prioritize getting Castoria her charge so that it can maybe get to a second rank of the NP. But it's not gonna matter because she is going to have her bar broken this next turn, basically. Who is Cad fighting? I am fighting the Moon Man. Let's see. 13k. How many turns do we got? I got 2 turns here. But if I stall... Wait, does she... Yeah, so she charges to full this turn, right? So it's not just buff strip, it's buff strip and charge to full. If I break the bar. You're not 100% sure on the charge? I mean, that kind of matters. Send it? Oh, I mean, we can test. Let's just see what she does. Because all she does is buff strip, I'm actually in a prime position. GG. Is the sound delayed? Did it desync again? Okay, good to know. Okay, then the charge is just my timing. Buff strip, buff block in charge. There doesn't appear to be any buff block, at least. Though 10 turns of attack down is spicy. That is definitely not ideal. Also, I have the added problem here of basically... You know what? I think this is the safest play. We're gonna taunt with Mash and have her suck everything, and then we're gonna attempt... Yeah, this should be fine. I should easily at least be able to get the 2 essential characters to their NP. Yeah, now she can only skill seal Mash too. Plus, it actually does me the benefit of charging Mash. She's at 63%. Yeah, I can make that work. Good thing you're not hitting her with NPs. Sure, yeah, that's what we're doing. Not hitting her with NPs. Overcharge it. Wait. What kind of bullshit's that game? What kind of bullshit's that? Come on. Come on. It affects the backline and it doesn't tick down. Fuck off. It's so BS. We'll go ahead and put Merlin first. The overcharge is better for Bunny. Challenge, yeah. Is this a new skin for Arcuid or different archetype Earth? Wait, what do you mean? This is her 3rd ascension? It gets removed if you NP. Does it? Indeed it does. I don't know if Arcuid, so I never saw that one. Yeah, it's very similar to her 1st ascension. It's just a little bit more elaborate. You're fighting. No, don't tell us what we're fighting, chat. I mean, it's kind of obvious, right? But yeah, like I'd prefer not to talk about the story aspects of this. Now, Bunny's gonna have a lot harder time getting to the NP than Mash would, but this should still work to some degree. I think we're gonna lead. Ah! Jesus, woman! What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Oh my god. Yeah, we're gonna do that. And only Castoria needs her NP. Oh god, I have no idea what this break bar effect is, and we're very likely to break the bar here. Actually, I say we're very likely we're going to break the bar here. She'll charge 2 ticks and have damage reduction. God damn it, why do I... Oh, you mean 2 ticks per... Oh, that's really nasty. At least I still have Merlin's NP ready, so... Oh, don't do that to me. Oh, fuck it, I'm sending it. I'm sending it. I don't care, chat. We're... It's gonna lowball it, I know it, but we're sending it. It's like, oh, hey, it's the protection turn. Oh, wait, it's a triple Buster Brave chain. Yeah, she's not gonna make it. I don't have her crit buffed up. All right, hold on. We can do something about that. I can stall for another turn. Did you at least put the Merlin invuln up? I didn't, and that's what I'm gonna go do. Because part of me was like, you know what? We can kind of deal with this. Yeah, let me take a look at the desync here and see if I can get it to stop desyncing again. Yeah, because it's like whenever it resets, there's still a little bit of desync. There we go. Yeah, like that's worth taking just because even though I don't have her crit buff, I still have the crit buff available. I haven't really used it at all. So I can obviously like choose to shuffle again should the position call for it, really. And this is still a good chunk of damage. The only problem is I have to survive for Buntoria to get another NP off. Is that why noise sounds off? Noise sounds not off. What? Yeah, Musashi is anti-alter ego and moon cancer. That is a thing. Okay. Oh, that's a good chain. It's okay. I can solo from here if I had to. Bye, Merlin. Oh no, she didn't actually go after Merlin. I'm surprised. I am genuinely surprised. Why not? Why not? Plus GG, Bunny wins. Oh yeah, like the only thing that I was worried about with regards to that was the fact that she had the debuff immune, but it was a time-limited debuff immune. It was not a permanent one, so... Because I have burn command codes on Bunny and Honey Lake. Oh, fuck. Well, chat, welcome to Bond 14, Koi and Sky. So now both Koi and Sky and Oberon are on their final bond level for me. I've tried. I've tried to be efficient with them, but it is difficult. Okay. Let me go Bond Grail here. Wait a minute. My double X? I'll have to go look at that. I don't remember her hitting it. Oh. Okay. Heading to bed, or heading back to work. Got you, Zim. Have a good one. By the way, chat, there's no, like, unskippable cutscene, is there? Can't really tell you much on the other fights? Oh, don't worry. I'm sure I'll just get my ass kicked. If they want us to change servants, they need to provide an alternative. I don't think we should. Like, I think it should always be the case of take whoever the heck you want. There will always be that new car smell on new servants. But I think at the end of the day, your favorites are who you're always going to default back to. And those favorites may change over time. But I think, like, for instance, like, oh, I like Artoria. That's never going to change, right? Like, so I'm always going to want to use an Artoria variant. So at that point, then, to me... Hold on. I'm just trying to see something real quick. Huh? Me, I'm confused. Okay, so he's... Okay, so Bartholomew is a requirement. There's no pick 2. Oh, and a ruler. Ooh. Avenge. Wait, that's Moon Cancer. Give me another Avenger in here. Oh, you know what? I'll give you guys Space Ishtar. And we'll even go, like, arts with her. No, you know what? I'll give her the Invuln Pierce. Just in case. Just in case. I love that the game is like, hey, yo, dog, what if I literally forced you to take BB here? Can I swap for any of you? Nope. Okay, it be what it be. Space Erish in second Ascension looks like Space Ishtar's second. Yeah, I think that's by design, right? Double Moon Cancer on Ruler spicy. I mean, it's their own damn fault, right? Oh, hey, who's that? Wait a minute, she's not a ruler. I smell pain in my future. You know what? I kind of want her to kill everyone here. I feel like that's appropriate. That's a trap? What do you mean that's a trap? I kind of want her to kill everyone. Everything is a ruler or Moon Cancer if you look at it the right way. Huh? What do you mean? Lowers damage, yeah. I just am like sitting here thinking, should I just let them kill us, right? Oh wait, that's the wrong person. God damn it. Forgot it's targeted. Oh wait, no, it is. It is AoE. Okay. God. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, I was gonna say it's weird. Why did it force me to target her? Rulers are supposed to be impartial? Yeah. Supposed to be. Oh, we're gonna get clammed, chat. Every fate rule can be broken. Yeah, you're only told the rule so that it can be broken. Damn, they killed Bartholomew just like that. I should have popped his buff. Saber's like, Konichiwa, bitches. And I'm not gonna pop this just so that I can get Saber's arts cards. Exu Kariba. Okay, not bad. Just needs 10% more to do it again. Oh boy, infall. I hate you, game. Two times. All right, Hakuno, you're up. And let's see, what trait are you? You should be Sky. Yeah, I think it's this one this time. Okay. I don't think he's gonna do very much here is the issue. Like again, that is his biggest issue. He just does not have a lot of MP damage, and you're taking him into a neutral scenario with him being a non-max variant. But there you go, that got rid of the invuln at least. Even though he's slowly dying to burn. I think we do it that way. Shetty, thank you for the 2 months. Thanks for your gift sub. Oh, nice. Glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for paying it forward. Not even neutral, there's a fucking ruler. Oh, yeah, it's actually like Contra. Alright, good, he's dead. That's not good, though. Like, the fact that I didn't bar break there, I should have scuffed that and gone back, because now this is spicy meatball. I think we go arts and we try to loop. I'm just debating if Artoria is gonna live. I don't really think she is, but we can try. Probably not. No. Yeah, that's more what I'm worried about. Like, I didn't necessarily want to use the heal there, but if she does live, Arjuna just dies right here this next turn. If she doesn't, then I'm in trouble. Sorry, not Arjuna. Yeah, God. I think it was seeing Bartholomew there. Karna. Bartholomew and Arjuna look so similar, and my brain just was like Arjuna. Okay, she's beefy, but she needs to not get crit. Wait, huh? So was the gimmick that that BB had to die because Kiara disappeared? Like, I didn't kill Kiara. On break? Okay. I was gonna say, I was like, that's just freaking weird if that's the case. That's a good thing that we are a dragon. In that case, get fucked, Scrub Lord. Rip Karna, yes. And then even if somehow the NP doesn't do it, the Buster card's there, and even if somehow that doesn't do it, the Jalper NP. Yeah, retreats at break. Yeah. I was like, man, it was the actual gimmick that like BB had to be gone, and then if she killed BB that she would disappear as well. But yeah, that's like, it makes sense that it's just a break bar effect. It just would have been cool had that been the case. The angry French women will let him will end him if he doesn't die. Exactly. Yes, the sound keeps desyncing no matter what I do. Alter ego. Ew. Okay, so Kama, Musashi OG, and basically pretenders. Or again, just like berserker stuff going on here, which I don't think is a terrible idea. Let's put Kama in here in the back as a protection. Let's give you Invuln Pierce so that I don't have to deal with whatever bullshit is coming. And let's Banana Rotate for Castoria. Grab Castoria, give her that. Nope, that's not what I pressed. I pressed that for sure. Oh, I'm aware. I don't have OG Musashi on my JP. Yeah, the real problem is this may like drop into a like BB solo or something, because I'm just debating this, right? Because if it's just Castoria, Castoria is going to lack healing, and then I won't necessarily be able to keep people alive, and then my Castoria dies. Simultaneously, what I can do is I can plug in here, and then I end up at least with the makings of an arts comp here with BB. Remember BB's missing her third skill? Yeah, it's kind of annoying. But she's still level 90 and NP3 to Hakuno's 888 NP3. And Hakuno definitely does not have good NP damage. At least in comparison. We have an Arcuid banner right now, Aaron. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna send it. We'll just have to see. I don't know what the node is going to be. Maybe it's a group of alter egos instead of just one. Okay, it's probably one. And it's one. Of course it's one. Oh. Yeah, the forced double moon cancer is just black to me. Okay. I think we're just gonna go ahead and go for it. We should be fine as long as it's not an immediate thing. Oh, that music? Yes. the ruler you didn't kill previously, yeah. You got an animation update today? Did she? Good. I mean, honestly, I never felt like Kiara's animations were bad, but they were incredibly slow. So hopefully they sped them up. Which it kind of seems like they did. Also, yeah, there's like way more tentacles in this now. It's like 100% more tentacle. Probably better if I just send this. Actually, hold on. What is BB's overcharge? I don't freaking remember. It is extra damage against non-preservation targets. So anybody hit by the second skill, which she is hit, so it's worth. Especially because I'm not going to get another NP here for a little bit. Khadroth is rolling for Archetype Earth. Khadroth is not rolling for Archetype Earth. Don't put words in streamer mouth. Chose the desync OBS or capture card. I have a pretty unique setup where I'm capture carding into my OBS on my other computer and then transmitting that to my streaming computer. So it could be anything in between, but I suspect it is either OBS on the stream or on the gaming computer or the capture card. And it's probably OBS. That's usually OBS is usually the source of any desync. Okay, so now we're in a race. It's basically a foot race to get back to the NP. And those NP gain downs do not help. Because we gotta get there basically before she murder hobos us. But we have gone through both of her bars here, so this has been very successful considering we got a Gimp BB who's not even class effective. 98%. I swear the AI calculates that crap. Wow. Screw BB cards, I guess. Is anyone in mortal danger? Not yet. Not yet, at least. Okay, just take more charge on Castoria because we could potentially get to 200%, but unlikely to occur without a crit. And let's see. She started with the bar down. Oh, that's true, yeah. Yeah, I forgot that. So yeah, so it was 2 NPs to get through the first bar then. More NP gain down. I actually like that. That change to the NP's nice. The head tilt there is a little bit more sultry. And wait, no, that was faster too. That was a faster NP. Did they finally fix Kiara being the slowest NP in the game? Like, holy hell. Okay, so this is a oddly vulnerable turn, but normally I'd be like, you know, we're fine. But then I look at all of this and all of the defense downs, and I go, no, go fuck yourself. We're definitely protecting ourselves from whatever the crap that is. And we're prioritizing NP gain on BB. Open stream to get put into a hole. Why? You know you liked it. Also, you just now open stream. SMH. SMH. Unbelievable. Jesus, that is a lot of stacking debuffs. And I can't plug suit still for 8 more turns. Do I risk it? Me think me risk. Let's see. Let's see how bad this is. Because if I can get away with no one dying this turn, that is ideal. But Jesus, that is a lot of attack up. Okay, that wasn't so bad. That wasn't so bad. Please just don't crit me. Okay, we're good. I feel like with all those attack ups and defense downs, this should be way more lethal than it is. Like it gives that vibe. One turn on that. Wow. That's the case. There's no preservation target here, so we take the extra crit stars. I was fighting Illidan. He said I wasn't prepared. You weren't. Did Kiara make an odd, ashamed face? Probably when she got hit. Because, you know, she probably, like, came a little... She's into that. More scary than dangerous, yeah. Okay. Where are we at in the charge? So I can get another NP right here, right now. And that's probably the way to go. Well, if I play my cards right here, I can squeeze out another. We'll do it like that. I'll take the triple arch chain, make sure everybody still will get to their NP. At least of the units that need to protect. And there we go. GG. Not bad. Yeah, so like that's pretty easy if you just literally utilize the BB as the DPS, which I think is probably what they wanted you to do. It's just kind of funny because they throw double moon cancers in there with the... Oh my god, it's another moon cancer. What is this now? Kiara moon cancer that we're fighting? We fought her as ruler, we fought her as alter ego, and now we're fighting her as moon cancer. Okay. Yeah, Buntoria is still a way to go on this. Merlin, get out here. Actually, I think we'll throw in Castoria. I'll leave you in the back line because you're a good transition. And honestly, we'll throw in Proto Merlin as well for that. So then what we're going to go with here is Old Reliable. That's... Well, hold on. She buff removes before NP, so she doesn't need that. Nor do I have the party slots for this, so that's going to be a problem. Yeah, it's all I'm going to be able to manage. Reminder, Kiara is into everything, and I mean everything. Yeah, quite literally. Like, I think the only thing she's not into is you ignoring her, really, and not like kind of how Anderson does it, where he just like doesn't give her the time of day. He doesn't put up or tolerate any of her bullshit. He doesn't get, like, when he gets derogatory, she likes it. When he pays her attention and gets angry at her, she likes it. But when he just ignores her, she doesn't like it. She's the exact opposite of Kama, yeah. Yeah, she's basically masochistic as opposed to comma sadistic. What the fuck is that? Oh, whoops. Sorry. I touched the El Gato, the cat. I should have ordered my back line a little bit better, because this is gonna get spicy meatball level. Definitely need that Castoria NP online as soon as possible. I could preempt with the Merlin NP and pop everything here, but probably not worth. Wait, Castoria doesn't need it because she has well, she's only gonna get 8% off of that, so I guess I can use the Castoria card. Let's see if I can land a burn on this. I doubt I can with all of that. One of them is time related, so she probably has 3 turns of full debuff immunity. Oh, she drained everybody. That's extremely bad. I need her to not do whatever the fuck that is. Also, this is intriguing because there's no break bar here, so she can technically take her time. Which actually, I don't even know that I did any damage to her. So I just hope that that's not burn immunity of some sort. Probably just gonna keep draining me here. Yeah, because when the capture card resets, it does, right? And I think that's kind of where the issue is. It's the connection between the capture card and OBS is the problem. Yeah, so she's still draining. And I am still not doing jack shit to her. Even effective damage does nothing. We're also now invuln. Oh, are you gonna... Oh no, not again. That laugh. God damn it, not again. Not again. Oh, come on, game. And of course, Merlin's the one that I need the cards for, so... Pull one of these. Hopefully I get a Merlin card or two. I did. I get a Brave Chain. She's lost the other debuff immunity, so let's hope that we can land a burn. I'm going to test that here. Not going to use the full-blown Merlin chain. I can land a burn. Fantastic. Okay, so she's actually taking damage. Please stop draining me, woman. Ow. Okay, there's hope, chat. There's hope after all. Okay. Keep draining me, woman. Jesus. Did you ever solo the big Kiara fight? I never did. To be fair, it's my understanding is like almost everybody can now. I think there's only like 20 units in the game that haven't soloed her. Oh, we almost broke the first bar. Probably a good thing that I didn't, because I assume one of these bars just full-blown buff crits. Or, like, does nasty-ass buff block or some crap. So I need to be saving all my survival mechanics here. Okay, so we have... We've got the bunny cards. Usually Merlin gets there on his own, but I don't know. Let's do it like that. Okay, let's see what the break is. History at least has her NP ready. Don't put it back again. Oh, that's so rude. Ah, the stun. He's way more in danger. There's nothing I can do. I'm beholden to her on this turn. Pin for 200 turn King Protea fight? Yeah, please no. Okay, please don't crit me, Kiara. Literally say, please don't crit. She crits. Yeah, that's spicy. Definitely spicy. Like, the stun on break bar effect is something that, like, you're just not gonna necessarily be able to get around. And if you go into that with, like, not maxed out health and stuff, just oof, right? I very likely would have done better with a single target ruler. Bunny's nice here for this, but, yeah, this is a precarious situation to be in. I'm gonna pop that, and I'm just gonna hope, because otherwise run kind of dead. That's with the Merlin heal, too. Oh, come on! Double crit! Yeah, especially with BB not having her support NP, there's just not the makings for this. Oh, it's a multi-turn stun at that. Ew. Ew. Is Kenshin purges buffs? She does if she can get to her NP. Yeah, I think Kenshin's probably the better way to go here. And then what I do is I load her up with, fuck. Those crits are just absurd, woman. And now Kenshin's stunned too? What? What? Like, BB has, oh, okay. So BB's got, like, permanent immunity here. They really want you. They really want you to use it. It's just I assume the stun is coming from her on-hit effect, which is stupidly nasty if that's the case. Because that means her NP, which is AoE, has a chance of AoE stunning. And any of her attacks, she can just re-up the stun. She's got so many NP damage ups, so I assume she gets a break bar thing later on. Maybe it's every time she crits? I don't know. I've got to try to make something work here. Or they gave this form an animation update? I mean, I don't mind. Kira, they give her the 30. Appreciate it. Infinite Kiara work. Feels like that. I will say I'm not the hugest fan of the fact that now with Lost Belt and Ordeal Call, we keep paralleling the shit out of like part 1 and Epic of Remnant. I like low key, that's one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to. Okay, is there a win condition or is this just an automatic loss? Appears to be an automatic loss. I was gonna say, like, that's the only thing that was stopping me from backing out, as I was like, hold on. like at what point do you win, right? Are we gonna Deus Ex Machina her? Beat her off screen? But yeah, that's the only reason that I didn't just immediately back out, is I was just like, well, let's see, it maybe just be a gimmick because there's no NP bar, so like eventually I assume either the NP bar is gonna show up or it's a like just nothing fight. Archer? What? Did we just like jump to someone else in the story here? Do I have to use MASH? Okay. Survey says yes. Man, what do I want here? Do I want MASH with a damage dealing? I just give her the crit stars. AoE Lancer? What do you mean? Bring AoE Lancer? I can't. I quite literally can't. At least I don't think. Just debating what Mystic Code. I'm gonna use OG. Old reliable. Yeah, like these are 4 supports, chat, and you're required to bring MASH. But like there's nothing I can do in that regard. Probably get a foreigner OC just because it's going to be endless callbacks to Salem Imaginary Scramble. Right, that's why I'm saying, like, I'm not, like, too thrilled that they keep paralleling this so hard. I kind of want them to, like, do, like, they're doing different stuff with the story, but there's so many parallels that, like, it's getting to the point that you can almost call it happening, right? So you're like, okay, come on, don't just do it again. I don't think I pop his mana burst here. Actually, probably should have put the arts card third, but whatever. It's like poetry, it rhymes. Shut up, George Lucas. Yeah, I mean, like, and that's the exact same problem with it, right? Like, I'm okay with them tying stuff back and calling in stuff. It's just, it's become a pervasive thing, like an every time sort of thing. God, I didn't realize we became Gundam. Oh, okay. Very cool, Shufu. I guess she'll just die because I didn't immediately pop her guts turn one. Go figure, right? I'm gonna stall that one because I'll probably kill him next turn. I probably should have gone crit star gain here because he was gonna get the NP no matter what. Okay, that worked out. Alrighty. Karna, work your magic, big boy. It doesn't look like they have the full NP, thankfully. I don't even know what the story is in this one. Oh, I'm sure some people do. I just don't. Like, the only point that I'm pointing out is this is an extreme parallel to CCC now. And it's really funny, too, because, like, you know, somebody in chat earlier was like, oh, I can't wait for the, like, 280 turn King Protea fight, right? Like, so, yeah, that would be yet another, like, tie-in to the CCC event if they pulled that crap. Okay, let's try to keep it focused on MASH. Oh, I guess it's time for MASH to smash. Since we go Banka Bolt. Oh, Karna, you asshole. Now he still gets to attack. And he killed MASH. Karna, this is on you, you asshole. MASH died for your sins because you couldn't crit harder. Alright, there we go. Cool, yeah. We get 3 moon cells. 3 whole moon cells, chat. BB only has 1. We just got 3 off of 1 no. Karna carrying the fight like versus Arjuna. Feels that way. All right, chat. Is this it? Is this the big one? And do I really need to take Anderson? What is a moon cell? Well, you see, I've got a moon for sale. Is it 25 AP? I don't know. Though that's not always the indicator. Fort Hans versus a moon cancer. I wonder who it is. Yeah, it is 24. The funny bunny? Is it the funny bunny? With Hans as the support? That feels not likely to me. No, it's city. You don't need to hover to avoid the mud. Okay, sweet. That's great if that's the case. However, I think me get rid of Hans. Me just gonna take another Castoria, because why not? And then... yeah, me gonna take, me gonna take Very Fine Ruler Woman. Me gonna let Very Fine Ruler Woman do her thing. And then... And then... Oh, actually, I don't even think that works on her. That only works on Merlin. Do I have the other Prisma? The less good Prisma Cosmos? I do, but there it is. Okay, we'll see. I didn't use Hans and I 3-turned it with support Castoria? Okay. I mean, I don't know that I will because my... Okay, it is the city. Get the hell out of here, Hakuno. We're gonna go for Moon Cancer on Moon Cancer Violence. Gonna do it like that. Go Kerbal BB, yes. BB2 OP, please nerf. I mean, again, she's just got a relatively solid kit, even with just the first 2 skills, right? But going up against a single target like this, not getting her cards, not ideal. Thankfully, we just got some free charge. Okay, so I still got the 30% there. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this, get it on cooldown. I'm gonna end up using it. Baby for 3! Estrella goes burr for this OC, right? I mean, rulers in general will. And that'd be a shame if you lost that. Alright, we're gonna do it that way. Prep myself for the NP. Yeah, I just don't remember if she's considered evil here. Let me look. She is lawful good, so your Stray ain't getting some powerful damage on this. Granted, I mean, ruler on Moon Cancer is still just gonna be solid. But yeah, I find it really funny how they stick you with double Moon Cancer, and so it just kind of forces you to use BB a lot of the time. Like, you could use Hakuno, but I don't think Hakuno is the better choice here. Especially in comparison to an NP3 5-star. Alright. That's less than ideal. And the NP has Invuln and Pierce. Fuck. Teasing again? Yeah, chat, you can keep pinging me. There's nothing I can really do about it. Well, I'm just screwed. Just go ahead and use it, but it's not going to do anything. It's just going to help me later. BB herself still has a stack of solemn defense. I mean, I can just hope that that's not enough somehow to kill Castoria, but it probably will be. Granted, I at least have my own Castoria in the back line there. Just smack Elgato more? I mean, doesn't matter. I'm not going to do it every single time there's audio desync. Audio desync happens like every single like minute basically at this point. So like it's not worth constantly making the stream miserable for everybody else. And I'll just go ahead and say this, chat. If the audio desync's that bad, I'll just turn it back off. Like, it's the safer option. Okay, Castoria still bites the dusto. Maybe loses her arts up, but comes in strong. How do I want to handle you? What else is that? Oh, it's her evasion. 2 attacks, 3 turns. Not worth for this turn. It's a feature, I see. That's a good way of thinking about it. My fortune comes from the heaven. My armor shines on my chest. There we go. That should bar break. Hope it's not an instant charge. She reactivated all of her crap. What the hell? We're going for the kill. Fuck it. We're also popping that for the crit damage. English, yep. Oh, now we got the Japanese. Okay, that should be enough. Yeah, it looks like her debuff or her buffs deactivate every time you UNG her. Which, yeah. So Kenshin just shredded her. That was great. Which actually, was she man attribute as well? No, she's Earth. Ah, interesting. The Kenshin just did work there. It was just a single Castoria and a level 100 Ocean Flyer on her. I do like how they debate you with that, though. It's like, oh, hey, you're kind of low-key thinking you're going to be fighting Kiara. Nope. They also pulled Anderson in there, too. Like... Alright, this is 5 AP again. The Kenshin impact, yes. The way to go, truly. Saying one of these is required? And then now there's also a writer? What is this? What is this? What MP level of him do I have? They certainly have better skills, only MP 1. Eh. More force support's my favorite? Yeah. I mean, I like MASH better for the lower party cost and the ability to taunt at that point, because I don't think Arjuna is going to be doing too hot for me. Use AoE for this? That was my intention. Yep. MASH has room for that. You can't move either of them out. You know what? I think we'll actually use the Mel here, because basically I'm going to put Buntori on the back line in case I need solo with her. And I should have a little bit more makings of an actual loop here in this. Gonna be heading off to bed, no problem. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna necessarily get this done tonight, which is good, because the chapter had been short enough in the prior one that you could. Really? Really, Bartholomew? Do I have to go the distance, chat, or is this a one-off? Is he simping? Don't know, honestly. Yura shouldn't be his type of woman. Yeah, I was gonna say, she doesn't have the covered eye, right? There's no reason not to use that. That is party wide if I press that, but I'm more worried about what the just do your best. That's why I'm worried. Okay, you did good damage there. That's a strong defense buff at least. Gonna take that. How many of these do you have? Is it just infinite? That's gonna be problematic. Gonna take the arch chain. How many guts? Yes, yeah. I don't like when the game just is like, oh, there's no duration on this. It's infinite. Oh, not bad. Should make the follow-up NP here a little bit easier on her. Oh my god, woman! Stop adding it back! You freaking cheater! Waiting on her to stun my ass now. Yeah, she's gonna get her NP this next turn, which is not ideal. Oh, well, there you go, chat. Asking the class that cheats not to cheat, exactly. Well, it's funny too because it's also like alter ego. This isn't quote unquote Beast Kiara, right? Which at this point, look, I hate to say it, this would have been the perfect time to give us Beast Kiara if they're going to include her in the story like this. Like, they should have. They actually should have given us a Beast version of her at this point. Okay. Damn shame I didn't get a Melson Arts card. I don't know what the duration is here. Like, if I need to break 2 bars again, or if it's like she just being dumb. Oh my god. Wait, chat, hold on. Is it 2 bars? Do I just need to break 2 bars? Because I will invert these NPs just to not have to face whatever the fuck is about to happen. Because this is about to get painful. Yeah. You see what I mean, chat? Don't worry. I'm kind of worried. I'm kind of at least going to go back and break that bar. Since I know that I can. Unique NP there? Yeah. Yeah, that's the, like, this is the only shit part about playing on JP when you can't read is, like, there's just unique mechanics, and it's difficult to know, without, like, I can gut instinct some of it, but not for everything. Fuck it. I'm just gonna take Malison's card then instead. Take the crit. Does like Kiara that much? I don't know, honestly. Like, I just assume it's a case of they still had more story to tell because this is a CCC slash extra related thing. And the boss is already buff purge, right? Yeah. It's kind of why I said I don't like the matting it. There were ways to deal with solemn defense. She got her bar back, oh boy. Yeah, I assumed she was going to. Okay, so we didn't die here. And then Bartholomew Roberts kills us all because he's an asshole. This was all done just so Bartholomew... Oh, he betrayed her! Oh, shit! Well played. Also, that is way more damage than Bartholomew Roberts would ever deal. That is way more damage. They just made him do like 400k. Like, maybe if it was class effective with Oberon. Uno reverse, yeah. See, and that's definitely something where it's like, okay, that's kind of a story spoiler right there. And you got to see it by nature of the actual fight. But yeah, I saw that in Pika, but I was like, oh, he did that so he could kill us. And BB set him up in order to do so, and then he Uno reversed her, so that was good. I assume this is just a straightforward BB fight now. Or not BB, y'all know what I mean. Kiara. Okay. Give me yay. I think we're gonna get rid of you there, Mel, and we're gonna... Nope, no. We're gonna pop in that. And then we're gonna do... that. Yeah, I do get tired of having to rebuild the party every time, though. I wish that were not a thing. Now, do I want this for the back order? I don't know. Hey, this is a crapshoot. This is just a go in and see what happens. Definitely glad I didn't use my seals, though. Granted, now we get the 3 seals every day, so I guess it's not a big deal. I feel like she's bustier now. I feel like they improved the sprite. Three seals for this OC per day? No, that's a permanent change that happened at anniversary. We just get 3 seals per day now automatically. So she's got damage reduction for 3 turns. I think this is just play with her. And hope she doesn't murder hobo me in the first turns here. Looks familiar, right? Yeah, and there's the drain again. Stop draining me! Yeah, something tells me Kenshin's the right choice here, though. Because it's just going to get rid of all her stupid ass effects. Like, everything right there is stripped by Kenshin other than the debuff immunity. The real problem is like, I can't get a full-blown, like, composition in here. I'm stuck with bad mash, and I'm stuck... Well, I say bad mash. You can use her, but, like, it's less ideal defensive mash. Okay, so she actually did give me defense here. That's good. How many turns is this? And debuff immunity. Ooh, that's spicy good. Okay. Wow, okay, let's see what we get out of this. I kind of want Kenshin buffed and protected, but I kind of need to test this to see. Okay, damage is not great, but the only thing I'm wondering is, do I have to keep, like, mash in the front line, for instance, in order to keep the buff? %. Yay. She's gonna end up getting the charge anyways. Although the 2 charges there is not good. Does she charge on hit? Or when getting hit by an NP again? Okay. Skill seal? That's spicy bad. Because now I can't BB her. This NP does nothing. Granted, I'm not even sure that was gonna work anyways. Yeah, both can NP still. Let's party protect. Hope she doesn't murder hobo me. And take the arts cards. Kept your mastery buff, so that's good. Yeah. Yeah, they thankfully are giving you enough buffs here in this fight that it feels like it's not nearly as bad. Because, like, the stun on hit is such a bullshit fucking thing that they gave her. Okay, now I got buff block. That's spicy. Also, wait, did she go right through my NP there? Okay, I know she has invuln and pierce, but wait. Oh no, it is on her NP. I was thinking it was on a skill. That's my bad. Okay, so how many buff blocks? We have 2 buffs. You. Yeah, she invuln and pierces on NP. She removes buffs with a skill. I was thinking it was the other way around. For some odd reason. I don't think I can save BB in this circumstance, which is just, it's kind of freaking annoying because she keeps skill sealing and she has absolutely stopped me from getting BB's like 90% attack down off on her. So that's very annoying here. Kind of want to keep her alive, but I don't know that it's gonna work. At least not too well. Yep. I kind of had to do that though. Like I had nothing to eat the Wow, I am surprised BB lived. Holy hell. She should not have. The rigor with an MP. Yeah, the only issue is I'm like debuffed to all hell and don't have any buffs up, so this isn't going to do a lot of damage. Yeah, it's only about 100k. And then... Still alive. But now I'm probably dead this turn. At least BB is, sorry, I should clarify. Like, I'm gonna get the health up here, but it's not really gonna matter since the attack down wore off. At least it shouldn't. Okay. Well, she doesn't, crit. 98%. Fuck off, dude. I swear this game trolls sometimes. Yeah, and if I'm lucky, I should get back to Proto Merlin's NP again. The real problem is I think Kiara's NP is just gonna cook me here on this next turn. Because she's got those unremovable NP damage ups. And yeah, that defense down's the killer. That defense down just hard countered. Mash comes in and is still skill sealed. That is so bad. I mean, I can dodge, but she's got the invuln pierce again. This is just bleh, no matter what I do. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. So we just full send it. Let Kenshin try to do work. Okay, so we get the bar break. And we should get back to Kenshin NP at least, so hopefully Kenshin can stay alive. That double defense up on a ruler is really nice for stuff like this, but... Okay, NP seal. Yeah, there goes Proto. That should bring in a Castoria, though. And Mash is tanking it pretty well. all things considered. Okay, we got some honest work we can do here. Unfortunately, I'm NP sealed. How many turns? 2? God. I guess that must just be just stun immune at that point, especially with all the other debuffs we have. I'm gonna pop that. We're gonna try to make the best out of a bad situation. I hope Mash stays alive, because if Mash stays alive and gets her NP off, I can do some solid work here. Oh, that is a really good Castoria crit. Yeah, Mash is down. Okay. Hi. It's bunny time. And I'm 10% shy. We're gonna box out the Castoria cards, get all ruler cards. It's not an ideal setup. It should be okay. I gotta hope Kiara charges her enough. Because, yeah, it only got me 2%, so I need 8% from Kiara. Okay, Kiara did. Kiara dumb. We do it like this because, I mean, I have to hope that Kiara's not going to instant charge, but I have the Castoria NP whenever I need it. And so we're going to do it like this and then hope that I get another Kenshin NP out of it, and I won't even probably need Bunny's NP if that's the case. Maybe not. Maybe I underestimated. Glad I played it safe. Okay. We do it again because we're gonna get all sorts of nasty buff block and shit. So I think that's the best way to sell it. Does Killmuff even matter? Killmuff's usually a pretty big stream for them. They usually end up announcing at least a good banner for it, and then like some other sort of campaign. Like Killmoff's often where we get download campaigns, so who knows? Maybe we get the 30 million at Killmoff, right? But we'll see, right? It just depends. Okay, that should be enough for me to just card her to death before she gets another NP at least. So I'm glad I did things this way, assuming she doesn't stack wipe me here somehow. And before Solemn Defense Pierce. Wait, what? Huh? What? Does her MP just not give a shit? Does it deactivate your buffs and I haven't been paying attention? Yeah, I thought she was invuln piercing me the whole time, not gonna lie. It won't matter. Her ass is grass right here. Alright, Kenshin, you've done well. Take us to victory. Kenshin absolutely MVP for me clearing this chapter. Yeah, she was great for this. She absolutely shat on this. It's defensive buff removal. Yeah. Yomoff revealed the Nobu and Doman Nindos as well as Summer Eris's figure. Interesting. Be gone, woman. Okay, now at least I don't have to deal with sussy Kiara anymore. Watching Luvia and P her was funny. Oh, probably, right? The big bosses always are funny to watch Luvia handle. Oh, of course, it's 0 AP. God, this is only chapter 17. I think it goes up to like 22 or something. Yeah, it looks like there's like interludes as well, because this is like something part 4. Like we saw part 3 earlier, so like I assume they just have like some sort of interlude or intermission chapter, like in between the story that's telling a side story. What the oh god. It's a big purple dildo. Okay, that's 18. Even more. Even more. Hey bro, did you just spend hours fighting Kiara? Here, have a bunch of 0 AP stories back to back to back. Oh my god. All of chapter 18 is 0 AP. Jesus. Even more. The yapping section? It would appear. Okay. Oh my god, it's 5 AP versus a moon cancer. Alright, chat, it's 11 though. Let's end it here. That's a good stopping point. So that'll at least give me all of sections 19, 20, and 21 at least to do on Monday, probably is when I'll stream FGO next. Again, we did do the Hakuno analysis, and next week I'm just gonna force myself, chat, to do the Halloween stuff, just so that way it's not hanging over me. I think that's probably the best course of action, and then that way I can stay ahead of everything. So, but yeah, that's gonna be it for me tonight. Let me see who all's on. Well, we can give some love to. I am gonna end up sending you guys to Fox. He's on tonight. That work? Yes, there we go. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I may stream on the weekend. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. If you guys want to know the next time I go live, definitely get on the Discord. It's the easiest way to tell. But again, thank you guys for all the support. Thank you guys for being here tonight. And you guys know I always appreciate you. So again, go give Fox my love, and I will see you guys for the next one. Oh, get those raid emotes ready.